Here we go. The dump continues. God damn. God damn. The dump continues. Bitcoin breaking under 93.5, and now my longs are in trouble. This is not what I was hoping. I was really betting on us getting some kind of relief bounce, some kind of higher, I don't know, more explosive price action off of the yearly open, but we didn't get it. We didn't get it. Earlier this morning while I was at the gym, that's why I looked like a, what do we call it? A hillbilly, a redneck hillbilly crypto bro. What did that guy say? Anyway, I'll never forget that. While I was at the gym, it was looking like we had a double bottom at 93.5, and that has failed here. We timed this live again perfectly. If you've noticed, we have caught every single meaningful price move over the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. We've been live right at the exact time. We've covered it. We've been here together. We're going to keep that going. Let's start off this way. This channel is for everybody. And people new to crypto, new to investing, advanced traders, pro traders, everybody. What I hope to offer you is a place that you are able to come express yourself, hopes, fear, vent about what's going on in the market, share information, share trades, etc. And we've been doing that here for 7 years. What I don't do is I don't have the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't lie to you. I don't accept money to shill you projects and rugs. This is a safe space for crypto and for new people. And I appreciate all the people who've been tuning in for years and years. And I appreciate all the new viewers we have going on today. I have a feeling there's going to be some new viewers. So you might wonder why I'm sitting in the middle. This is a weird decision of mine. I don't really mess with stuff. YouTube made a new feature, and that feature is basically a double stream. It's like a short stream and a horizontal stream, but it cuts out the middle, so I got to be in the middle. We'll see if we like this. I don't know. We'll get some feedback. We'll figure this out as we go. We're going to jump into these charts here. We're going to look at what the next downside target is, where we're going to pray for another bounce. At this point, my lord, it seems like bids are gone. Despite Saylor buying another however many Bitcoin, I'll rant about that in a little bit. We're going to jump into the charts. We're going to do some analysis and try to find just high probability where we can look to trade. And I'll update you on my trades. I want you guys to share what you're looking at, how you're feeling. And right as we get into it, here's what I need from you. Smash the like button. Tap the screen, whatever it is. Subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on. We're live on YouTube. Our main stream is at youtube.com/TomCrown. We have hundreds of people. There'll probably be thousands of people by the end. We're on Twitch, Kick, Rumble, X, everywhere. If you're enjoying it over there, hype it up over there. Try to get people chatting, but make sure you engage the stream, whatever platform you're on. Yeah, that's all the shilling I'm going to do for now. We got more stuff to do. I'm going to kick that market maker's ass. That's right. I'm going to his house. I'm going to go bully him. I'm sick of being bullied by this market. My lord. My loud. This is not great. So, yeah, yesterday failed to close above 94.5. We bearish engulfed the daily candle before rejecting. Man, we even rejected from this order block. That is yuck. That is gross on the day. Lower high. Here we are trading lower. We got to look downwards. Where's the logical, easiest, I don't know, brain dead way to look for a target lower? Let's open up CME. CME is always kind enough to help us with this. A CME gap exists. It's almost, I guess it's getting close to being filled. Exists below us. You guys love these CME gaps. They're all right. They're okay. 92.5 down to 91.9. We see the final remaining gap from this range. There are more gaps on the chart. They go all the way down, all the way back in history. But the final one in this range, and I guess we just have to pray, we'll find support here. If support is not found at 90, which would honestly just boggle my mind, that would be crazy. Like, where are we going? If we don't find support at 90, this is going to be crazy bearish sounding, but where else can we even look, right? Like, what would we even go to? And we have to look to the left. We have to look to previous price history. We can use our fib tool, and when we do use that extension from our previous consolidation, our Early November, low to high, rejected. We see the 1618 did point to the area we're at, the yearly open, 93.5. Honestly, I still think we're going to bounce here. I still think we're going to hold. Maybe that's foolish. I don't know. But our measured move target sits down at the 91,000 area. That does line up with the CME gap, giving us some confluence or just kind of agreeing information on the importance or the potential liquidity at this area. Hopefully, if we do fall there, we get a bounce better than what we saw here. That's wild. It is wild, man. It feels as if the sentiment is so tanked and everyone is so short. It's just weird to watch the market continue down in that condition. But if we do, we ignore the 90-ish area. We have to look all the way back to April, the low of this year. Mind you, for most of this year, we have traded as a green yearly candle. We have had gains from the beginning to now in 2025. In the last few days, we actually have given back all those gains. This is one of my most successful tweets here. We've given back all the gains of 2025, which is was not on my bingo card. I'll be real. I did not see that coming. Especially not just into the end of the year like this. Where is this? Yep. Had a very, very successful tweet here. Bitcoin erases all of 2025 gains. You can follow me on x.com/TomCrown. On 200K from what, 2 days ago? Yesterday. I've been spitting bangers. Follow me on X. Follow me on X. It gave back all of its gains, and while I certainly wouldn't have expected this on my bingo card, we are looking now, if we lose the 90,000 area, to come down and test the lows of this year. That is just so hard for me to conceptualize. Now, I fully expected a move like this next year, in 2026. I did not see something like this possible into the end of the year here, and you guys know I thought the exact opposite. I will give you this peace of mind. I haven't changed my stance. It's gonna take a lot for me to, I don't know, trust this, or in the sense of it's gonna take a lot for me to abandon the concept of a final move to the upside to end this cycle. I'm operating off of what we've seen in the past, what I've observed over the previous cycles. Nothing enforces that it has to happen, right? The cycles will eventually change. I'm just kind of betting that it won't be this time, that it might be next time. Maybe next time. It won't change. Things can look different. We can obviously have not a bear market start in 26, or maybe it can just be the exact same and we go into a bear market next year and things suck, right? Feels weird. Feels weird. Guys, am I being just too optimistic? I don't think I'm being too optimistic. I don't feel too optimistic. I feel like kind of average optimistic. Speaking of average optimistic, CME breaking lower here, now looking very likely to at least test the beginning of this gap. 92.5 now at 92.8. I just got the alert it's trading lower. So is Bitcoin, hitting lower lows as we are live. Wow, we really have been live for every move. These streams have been awesome. I appreciate you guys tuning in, making these streams great. I apologize for anyone watching on the vertical stream. I'm trying this out, and I know it's going to be hard, isn't it? You're not going to be able to see the scales. I don't know, man. It is what it is. If it's confusing, just join us over on the mainstream. Join us over on the horizontal one. We'll figure that out. I can't. Someone, if you have a good idea, actually, after this, hit me up in Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Hit me up in there, tag me. If you have a good idea of how to lay this out. So what YouTube's doing is taking the regular horizontal video and it's slicing the middle out and it's turning that into a phone mobile stream. We'll do more details. We'll talk about that later. But let me know if you have a good idea of how I could lay that out so it makes sense. It's not my strength. Not what I'm good at. 92.6 and dumping. My trades. Help me, my trades. God. Feel like I'm riggedy wrecked. Little learning experience and something to put in your pocket. When I showed you my trades yesterday, they are now underwater, obviously. I had limit buys or limit entries for positions where they hadn't filled yet. And part of me wanted to move them up. I saw the reaction to the yearly open and I said, man, I want this money in. I feel like it's going to bounce here. I could feel the greed in myself. I could feel myself greed is you can usually identify it by like, I need to put more in. I want to put more in. I want to do it right now. I don't want to wait. And I didn't though. I was like, I was about to, and I had this thought of, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I never do. So why don't I leave that at 92? I have my whole portfolio is spot, obviously. And so when price goes up, I benefit from that. I don't need to continue to add more leverage and more risk, especially here when the market is so undecided and things are so choppy and really at any time we could just see this market's energy change, and that could be for the better or for the worse. But I didn't move it. Maybe we're going to get some of those fills today. That would be interesting. Let me pull them up. I'll update you so everybody can laugh at me. Now, these aren't really big trades at all, but whatever. With margin on 20x, it's only a $7,000 trade. This one, the one ripped on BYDFi, our exchange partner, links in the video description below, down 15%, 16%. Not looking super healthy. On FEMX, I have a little bit bigger. No, that's actually about the same. It's just higher leverage. Looking to add a little bit here at 92.5. It hasn't hit yet. And I do believe, man, it's going to be on the other account. I have one more position waiting, and that is at 92,000 flat. I'm certainly feeling uncomfortable about these. We've broken the low. Everything looks ugly. Everyone's bearish. Like, I do not feel that comfortable entering here, but I'm going to stick to my plan. This is what I decided to. This is my plan. I'm going to execute it, even if it isn't the best idea. That is just the way I trade. If I come up with it and I set it beforehand, I just go for it. Because in the moment, there is always a reason or a feeling as to why you shouldn't do it, or why you should close early, or why you should keep it open past your, your take profit or your whatever it is. And it just ends up with bad trades overall. You end up just operating in the moment and getting wrecked in every direction. The one here is a larger trade. This one is a little bit bigger here. Size 0.1 BTC. It's on 5x? I don't know. We'll check back in on that. But I do have unfilled orders. That's really the long story short. That potentially I can fill here, but certainly I almost just want to cancel right now. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. We're going to push through. Man. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's put CME over here. Let's put CME on the right side and watch for that gap fill. I think that's a good use of this space to the right. We are hovering right at it. I haven't seen anything that would convince me that we're about to bounce heavily. We haven't seen any large bottom wick. We haven't seen kind of any snappy, high volatility price action. So far, just the same bleed we've seen, and god dang it. God dang it sucks. My loud. There we go. We got that CME. There we go. Gap right here. It's kind of cool. Picture in picture. It's confusing. Man. I wish I had more. I wish I had some awesome, magical indicator, signal, chart thing that I could show you guys that would that would just allow you to not be stressed and not be anxious about this. But there's just no such thing. Doesn't exist, and if I had something, it probably wouldn't really serve us well. This is the reality of not just investing, but really the reality of crypto and Bitcoin in general. There is always these extreme times of emotional intensity, typically fear. We haven't really seen the euphoria, greedy part of it, but they just exist, and they exist to get the free rides out, to get the weak hands, the paper hands out. You can't have people comfortably making big returns. It just doesn't work. The capital isn't there. There has to be losers for there to be winners. And the ratio of that, the more losers there are to winners, the bigger the returns can be. That's the sad reality of capitalism, of investing. We see this all the time. This one feels extra bad. This one feels extra real. And the timing of it is uncomfortable. We're at the end of 2025. We're in the fourth quarter. We should be expecting things to go up, and instead they're going down. Realistically, There's a lot of possibilities on the table. And this is a rough time. If you're still here and you haven't just panic sold everything, even if you did, if you're still here, pat yourself on the back. This is not something that people can do. And you're feeling stressed and you're probably thinking, it's not something I can do. It's not something people can do, man. People don't take risks. The risks they do take are, forgive my language, retarded risks. They're willing to buy lottery tickets, but then they won't take calculated risks. People are very strange. We're very strange creatures. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a little bit of credit, because virtually no one makes it this far. And you have made it, whether you understand it, see it, observe it or not. There's probably 100 people that quit for every one of you, maybe 1,000. You've made it farther than you think. You're doing much better than you think. And I can promise you this, while I don't know what will happen tomorrow, I don't know even what will happen at the end of the year with this cycle. Bitcoin's trading lower right now. I can promise you this, that over time, even if you have to go through uncomfortable periods longer than you want to have patience for, investing and risk seeking in a calculated way will pay off. I specifically believe Bitcoin. What price are we going to go to? I don't know how low we can go. But I do know, or I do believe, that if I wait 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever, that it will be substantially higher. So that knowledge really does help me weather these times. I've seen it before. I know I'll see it again. This is to be expected. It's nothing new. And in fact, this is, in my opinion, and OGs of the chat, if you've been in crypto for more than, I don't know what makes you an OG, honestly, anymore. More than like a cycle, right? Weigh in on this. Is this that scary? I feel like this is only scary because there was so little enjoyment of this year. And now it's this threatening vibe, this threatening presence of, well, next year is supposed to be even worse. You're already at this shitty level. And now it's like next year is supposed to be pain. And you're like, I'm already at max pain. I can't handle that. I don't really feel that because I don't know. I've seen this so much. And this is just not super convincing to me comparatively. I've heard Bitcoin was going to die a million times, man. I have heard every FUD thing there is to there is. Like, China banned it, it's over. I don't know. Like, the price has gone down so low that miners won't be able to mine, but the difficulty level is so high that they'll never solve another block. Like, I've heard it all. I've heard everything, and it is convincing and it feels real. And after enough time, it was all irrelevant. I can't even remember all this shit that at some point I thought was really meaningful. I thought was maybe the end of the world, but I stuck through. I think right now what's kind of hitting in that category, at least on X, people are talking about Michael Saylor. Like, Michael, strategy is going to liquidate. Bro, they're not like holding Bitcoin perps. I know they have financing. I know they have debts and stuff they have to pay, but like, they're spot. They don't have a specific liquidation price. It's not like if Bitcoin goes to 75K, they have to sell all their bajillion Bitcoin. No, they'll just finance more debt. They'll just take on more debt. Like, that's the whole thing. But it's a big FUD. It's a big scary thing. And I'm sure a lot of new people right now, it feels real because I'll be honest, even as a G in this space, dude, the thought of if Saylor did have to offload all of his Bitcoin, that'd be catastrophic. That would be frightening. That would be insanity, right? That would be very scary, but it's not happening. It isn't happening. It's not going to happen. Maybe there's some silver lining. If that ever did happen, it probably would just be one giant boom. One giant, like, send it down to numbers you'll never see again. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that today. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, like, quantum computing, Bitcoin addresses are being hacked. Like, dude, it always feels real, and it always feels like maybe this is the end. And this, maybe just because I've seen it so many times, and I've heard things that were more compelling than what I'm hearing now. This is still kind of like a baby scare, like a spooky for children. I don't know. I'm here. I promise you this too. I'll be here. We'll be here. I can't promise if all these people in the chat will be here, but the community will be here. We're going to make it through. We will have, if we are in a bear market, like many of you are saying, if we're in a bear market, this will be our third bear market. We started in 19, the 22, and then regardless of now or later, 26, whatever, this will be our third bear market we streamed through. I ain't going nowhere. We're going to be here. We can commiserate together. Nobody will get it. Your friends and family will be like, we told you so. I'm excited for that. That's the only thing I'm excited for when it comes to the bear market is I'm looking forward to the first person that I know that comes to me and says, I told you so after Bitcoin goes down. I told you so. And it'd be like, you told me so at 3K, bro. It's like a 92K. Like you told me 30X. You told me to sell it to miss the 30X. You told me so. People are crazy. Anyway, time machine is more real than quantum computing. At this point, I think they're equally fantasy. People are ridiculous. When we are scared, we are very receptive to anything that affirms that fear, because we don't want to feel stupid in our fear. We don't want to like feel ridiculous or dramatic. So anything we hear while we are scared is easily accepted and digested. And I think that's why you start. Remember, we were hearing about quantum for the last like 3 months or 6 months or whatever. Realistically, we've heard about it every year. My 2 cents is quantum eventually will be a threat, as it will be a threat to everything. That's like the bottom line is it'll be a threat to everything. Here's my opinion. This is just my opinion. I don't think we're anywhere close. People are saying like, oh, 5 years, 10 years. Dude, I think it's going to be like fusion. I think it's going to be like fusion energy, where it's been coming for 100 years. It's close. And know what else I think? I think AI, or at least these language models, I think are going to be the same thing as well. They're going to be these like, oh, bro, we're 5 years away from these being like sentient human, like, and I think it will just always be that like carrot on a stick that's like so close, but it's just like fundamentally the path to that is likely not what we think it is. Like they can make these qubits, these quantum, calculations, but they don't have an operating system. They haven't built an operating system for it. I don't know if they've built anything that's even like really computer-esque about it, other than they've proven that like they can use the quantum forces in this way. There's a lot to build on to get to where in our brain is like immediately coming. And the path to that is probably way more complicated, way more time and effort and like consuming than we think it is. It's likely not. We're here, and then in 5 years we'll be there because we keep adding, one every year, and so we'll be literally there. I don't think that's how it works. Anyway, getting off topic. Although I do like talking about these things. What else are we afraid of right now? Maybe if we share it, we'll feel better. What do you think, Das Peach? What are you doing, brother? Everyone is a 50 EMA expert. Okay, yeah. All right. We'll look at the 50 EMA because everyone's an expert. Dude, I want to say this too while I'm getting this up. Shout out to Benjamin Cohen. Before Benjamin Cohen, I thought it was impossible to succeed in this space to the degree he's at now, like 1 million followers, without shilling shit, without accepting money from like rugs and scams and people like trying to steal from you, without crazy clickbait, without deceiving your audience, without like baiting them and intentionally, getting them riled up and like so that they engage. I thought it was impossible. And then Benjamin Cohen comes along. And it's just this like, I would say not a typical YouTube streaming personality by any measure, and just makes it happen. And he proved to me that it's possible. I didn't think it was possible. Shout out to him. That's like truly impressive. Truly impressive. I hope that someday I can be that impressive. TBD. We're looking at the 50 week exponential moving average right now. You guys want to look at it? We'll look at it. We'll talk about it. To those of you tuning in, welcome. Make sure to subscribe to the stream. Subscribe. Join our family. We have 194,417 subscribers. You can see it over here. If you subscribe in real time, it'll update. Your name will pop up. I'll shout you out. It's good stuff. Join our family. If you're feeling scared, or if you're feeling, maybe you're feeling euphoric, maybe you're short at the top, let us know. Tell us how you're feeling. Tell us what you're expecting. It's good stuff. Is Ben still bullish? I don't know. Ben is like, Ben is never like bullish or bearish in my mind. He's too analytical in that sense. He's too much like, okay, here's these conditions. When they're met, then you know, then like I am looking now, like probability has shifted from this to that. He's not really bullish bearish guy. I would say that since we closed under the 50 EMA and he's looking for 2 closes under the 50 EMA, that it is likely he has leaned over to the bear side. Here's the thing. If you do follow Ben, you probably remember him recently in the last few months, getting a lot of recognition for great calls. But you probably remember him saying something like, guys, you know, people can make great calls. They can have these, you know, really insightful things that play out and they look great. But he is intelligent enough to recognize that all the time, everyone who is in that scenario, eventually it runs out. As they get bigger and bigger, and as more and more people follow them, more and more people expect what they say to play out, eventually it always breaks. And it's not, I don't think personally that it's like those people are wrong or even that they change, you know, it doesn't go to their head. I think it's as easy as once enough people are looking for an outcome, it can't happen. We see that often in swings in the market, right? At all-time highs when people are euphoric and everyone is betting up, it doesn't make any logical sense that price would go down because everybody's buying, right? Everyone's pushing the price up. New people coming in, they're buying it. But that isn't how it operates. Typically, when we see everybody thinking one thing, it does the opposite, even if it makes virtually no sense. So maybe what I'm saying is maybe this is the one he's wrong about. He himself has been saying, watch out for like eventually it's gonna, one of these is just gonna get nuked. Maybe this is it. I would love for that to be true. That'd be great. Yes, please. 50-week EMA. Sir Benjamin Cohen tells us that once we close below the 50-week EMA, that we have a, I think he said it's like 60%, 70% probability of entering a bear market. So let's go back and look here quick. Maybe this will help us chill. I kind of like this picture-in-picture thing. It's still janky. I need help designing this, but in April of this year, we tested it twice. We did not close below it. There were no closes below. We look back to August, September of last year, and we can see 2 tests of the 50 EMA, no closes below. What's kind of interesting, I just noticed this, is if you look at both of these tests, the first test in each pullback, each major corrective move is a wick. We have like the wick in August, and then we have the wick in March into a lower high that tested again, the lower high tested again. And then you get, instead of that wick, you get like 2 solid candles. That's interesting. It's not really relevant. I just noticed this though. You see that? It's like wick, solid candles close near the 50. Wick, solid candle closes near the 50. Just interesting. Chart nerd stuff. You know, here. So here we go. So I actually, you know what? I will do this after the live. I will reach out to Cohen. I'll reach out to him, obviously, privately. And I'll be like, hey man, I'm curious about your 50 EMA. I know. Like, I'm going to ask if he has any more insights, but also, how do you explain this? This is what I'm curious about. How does he explain this? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 closes under the 50 EMA. Certainly people were bearish and certainly people were looking for lower, but bear market was over. 50-week SMA, not EMA. People keep saying EMA. I corrected everyone and said, I think it's probably SMA because I think he uses moving averages, but it isn't really relevant because it's going to be the same thing. What you'll find is on the 50, the EMA and the SMA are like really close. They're usually very close. If anything, this would further the argument. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 closes under the 50. But we weren't in a bear market. We had left the bear market. We were done with the bear. It's interesting. What are these looking the same? Oh, wait a minute. But when we go to the 50 SMA, I'm so confused now because now we've closed many times under the 50 SMA. Oh, this is the 200-day. My bad. This is why. I see. This is why. Yep. Thank you. If you were yelling at me that that's not the 50, you were correct. Okay, let's go back. Let's check it. All right. So I won't ask him about that because you are correct. You are correct. There isn't a close here. Touche. I was like, what the? How do you explain this then? So I won't ask him about that. All right, we stayed above it. still, it's interesting. Do you see like how similar that was though? They really are hyper similar. We go back under the 50 weekly. I guess you could say bull market started technically, maybe. Looking back, I'm assuming this is where he'll draw his conclusion, or he'll draw his evidence for a claim like that. Is, what do we get? One close below, one close below, two closes below. So right here is likely the strongest piece of evidence for this. It's the most recent, probably the strongest piece. Even in that scenario, though, we did end up closing candles above, two candles above, which didn't enter a bull market. So maybe it's only one side in that sense. But then we did reject and move into the bear market. So maybe I have a thesis here kind of building off of this concept. It'll be something more like once you close two weekly candles under, and then you close above, as soon as you close below the 50, then that could be a solid signal. We'll see if that plays. I am seeing the reason that he chose two closes is because there have been singular closes, like back here, though technically, it's like back here we had single closes. We're still in the bear market, but we had singular closes that didn't result in bear market territory. Now here's where it gets kind of choppy and strange, is when you go back in price action, and this is why I might dare I say that the 50 EMA or the 50 MA on the week, two closes below, might not be a very good signal, might not be like as definitive as some might expect. Is the farther back you go, the less interaction price seems to have with big moving averages like this. Way less. And it does seem, I'll say, like, to be a lot more consistent. So if you look at the daily crosses, this is a good example. Can't do it this way. If you look at daily crosses, what's up, friends? I see you subscribing. For example, let's get this out. Okay, so if you look at the 250 for the death cross and golden cross on the day, it's important. It'll work out. If you look at these, you'll notice that in previous runs, they basically didn't happen. We saw a little bit of this in the bear market, but the death cross, essentially, the bull market was already over. The first one in 2017's rally. Price stayed much farther away from these major averages. They crossed less often. Price crossed them less often. And they just, in general, didn't interact as much. And now into this cycle, we see that change a little bit. Price is kind of all over these big moving averages. And so that's, I think, going to make the validity or the kind of the supporting evidence for that claim weak. That's my opinion. Into like COVID crash, we had a death cross, gold cross, death cross, gold cross, and then nothing until the bear market, right? We could have, maybe this is really what I'm going to say. We could have made the claim. We could have made the claim earlier in 2023 that a daily death cross marked the bear market. And why would we be able to say that? Because we could look back in history and say, that is what has always happened. Right here, the first death cross ever on Coinbase, June 2018. The bull market was already over. Price was already down 60% from the high. That was the first death cross. We go up to 2021. We had no death crosses. We had our first death cross right here roughly around the time of the two candle closes, right? Which is better even. Where did that go? At the exact same time. That's fire. Maybe I think I could say that at least they're like kind of equal in validity. We had the second candle close under the 50 week and the death cross on the day at the same time. And what's interesting is they all crossed at the exact same value. That's kind of crazy. Did not expect to see that. Let's get rid of this. There we go. You do it now. 200 day. 50 day. There it is. It's there. Okay. So we have kind of like an equal amount of evidence for that. Now, what I was getting at, I got off topic. I'll read the chat and get back on topic here. But what I was getting at is we could have looked back and said, as soon as there's a death cross on the day, I guess there was one here. I don't know. I didn't see that. Basically, we can say the bear market is coming, or the bear market will be here. But that wouldn't have at all applied to this run. We had a death cross every single year. We had 2 this year, and all of them, except this one, I guess at this point, knock on wood, marked the bottom. Like they behaved very differently. And it's mostly because price just didn't interact with these. Price's volatility maybe got weaker. It's been drawn down towards these moving averages more, however you want to explain it. I think it's really hard, long story short, to look back at the previous cycles and try to apply to this cycle. And I understand, I'm just like Ben on this topic, as that's all we have. So that's what we should do as good analysts. But I'm skeptical of how successful that will be. I'm skeptical. I'm not sure what else we would do, though. That's kind of the problem. Is like, what else do you do then? You just make it up? You just go off wishes, hopes, dreams? We all love wishes, hopes, and dreams, but it is what it is. Ben said when it closes under 50. So just one close, he said. Spicy. Hella spicy. Spots coming back down, man. 92,490. Hopefully I've distracted you enough to keep you from focusing too much on what's going on here. That's my goal today. Let's just all be here. Let's be present in the moment. Am I going to buy the dip? I mean, am I going to buy spot? I mean, I'm always stacking some spot. Am I going to like deploy stables and stuff? Probably not. No, I would need to see lower prices for like big buys. I'm always like every day I have some amount of sats stacked. Every single day I have a little DCAs. But deploy stables, man, I don't even know. Maybe it is a good time to talk about that. Maybe that's what people want to hear. Hopefully it keeps going down. It will eventually. You'll get your wish eventually. I wouldn't mind 92K and up. That'd be cool. Let me fill my longs. So yeah, I'll read the chat, but I want to do this. I want to do probably what people actually like want to see. People want to hear if they're scared right now. They want to hear not my, I don't think that this is over. I'm not scared. That's not what they want to hear. They want to hear, well, what if it is? Confirm my bias. What if it is? Then what should I do? That's probably what you want. That's logical. I want to look at that. I want to look at how I would, or how maybe I'm going to approach this when it comes to buying and selling and deploying stables and all that. I think that'd be a good idea. We haven't done that in a while. Take a look at USDTD. Oh, it's still up. I really needed to reject here. What's crazy is last night, when it was bouncing a little bit, the weekly candle was back under the trend. This little wick is down here. And I was like, yes, it's going to reject. Not where we want to see this go. Want to see this get sold off. Want to see this go down. Yeesh. I still think this is possible. I still believe this is all on the table. Lower high. I mean, hopefully, man, it's got to be soon. Lower high and then return to the lows of USDT. And then we can come enter said bear market like Q1 of next year. And I'm getting an alert. As soon as I look away, I'm getting the alerts. Bitcoin's breaking lower. Yes, she is. There we go. New 5-minute candle. Looks like at the end of that 5-minute, like tagged a slightly lower low. It's moving really slow. Like a slow motion dump. Look at this violent pattern too. Check this out. This looks like something that wants to go up. Unfortunately, it's probably the only time frame I can say that about. But this looks like something that wants to break to the upside. Look at how violent that is. Look how tight that is. That's what she said. Giggity. This thing looks like it wants to blast up. Beautiful falling wedge. Double bottom, lower high, lower low. I hope. My loan. I'd like a refund. If anyone gets in touch with Satoshi, you just send it my way. Let them know I want a little refund for this year. You just send me a few $1 million. That'd be cool. Just a few million to refund me for my time, my effort. Keep me going, you know, keep me motivated. So yeah, let me know if you know Satoshi. That'd be cool. Are we going low? Are we gonna do this? Are we doing this thing or not? Am I getting my 92K fill or not? Your buy sell strat. I know, I haven't forgotten Beer Oaks. I haven't forgotten, just distracted me again. All right, Corn. Stay there until I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna do what I think is logical here. When we're talking about a cycle top, so we are entertaining the idea that this is over. It's done. Right? When we approach this, we have to look at it from a large time frame. I think it makes sense to compare it to previous bear markets. So we should look at the previous all-time highs to bear market lows. We should compare that to where we are now. We should look at what prices those would be if we saw similar price action. We should look at our Fibonacci's, our major retracement levels. We're going to plot them out. We're going to try to keep the chart as simplified as possible, meaning we're going to try to not have a million different horizontals because that's not very helpful. We're going to try to, what? I just got a fill. I don't know what platform. I don't know where it just filled. Hold up. I heard it go, whoop. I don't know if you guys heard that. There we are. Oh my. Oh my, what is the liquidation on this? 91.7. Oh. I might be about to lose $500. 550 bucks each. Yo, well, it is what it is. When you dig your grave, you gotta lie in it. So I'm 50x long from 93.1. $27,000 position. Oh, it's already down $192. Already down 35%. Dude, 50x. This is maybe going to be a great example of why you don't use leverage like this. I think this will... I will take the lashings for this one. Bonkers. I never do this. I never do shit like that. I think I originally said it, and I didn't notice it was 50x, and then I was like, I'll just keep it there. Screw it. It's isolated. Never, ever, ever use leverage like that. If you have it on cross, don't ever touch it, ever. Make sure... If you use, honestly, any leverage, I would say always use isolated. Yeah, let's look at these like macro levels. So first things first, take our low, our bear market low 15.5. Our all-time high, because we're assuming the all-time high is in, it's done, 126. Mark them out. Boom. Just so you can, just for good practice, good measure. There it is. Firstly, let's go like this. Let's go back to 2021 and let's look at the retracement from the all-time high to the bear market low. We will say, so it's like 69 to 115 or to 15.5, 77.6%. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 77.6% and we're going to put it from 126. And we're going to see where that brings us. Now, some of these numbers are going to get spooky. Be forewarned that some of these numbers will be spooky. Just because I put them up here does not mean that I think it's going there or that this is, you know, what I think is logical. We're just doing this for practice. If we had the same 77.5% retracement, we would be looking at 28.2. That's pretty brutal. I just got an alert for near crossing $2.21. Anybody following near? I assume that is not a good alert. If we go back to 2017, we're going to do this one too. We take 20,000 all the way down to the bear market low of 3,100. That was an 84% drop. I just got an alert on Bitcoin. 92.3 is triggered. 84.2 drop. We're going to add that here too. One thing I'm doing this for also is to show you the trend or the pattern of these highs. The farther you go back, the deeper these retracements, the more retracement, or the farther down from the all-time highs we went in the bear market. So if it was to match 2017, it would be about 20K. That would be rough. Good news. I don't think either of these hit. I doubt either of these hit, to be honest. We have seen a diminishing return in Bitcoin. And this is going to be doubly true if the top is in now. If we're already 126 is it, the diminishing returns is following some kind of curve where it's unavoidable. You just like, you can't help but see it. So what I will take here is our targets will start above this. They'll start above 28. Hopefully that makes you a little more comfortable. Hold up. Can we just rip this Band-Aid off already, please? Just no green candle, no green candles, only red. Just rip it off. Liquidate me. Just finish it. None of this. None of that. We've had enough. That's enough. All right. We'll start above these. Anything is possible. I'll say this. We don't know the future. If it makes sense to you, especially if you've been in the space a long time, maybe you do look for these targets, right? I don't think that probability is with you on them, but the longer you've been in the space, probably the more reluctant you are to buy up. That's how I feel. To deploy real capital, I'll tell you this, to really deploy capital, I'd have to see this. For me to like scrounge up money, I'd have to see like 28. I would sell my damn car. Sell my damn car at 19. But that is where I would be like active, ready to rock and roll. I don't think that's coming though. So let's look on the monthly time frame. Here we are, looking like dog shit. Got rid of my fib for some reason. Let's look down to the 0.5. 45.5, 0.5 retrace. Yeah, that would rock. Actually, one thing that kind of even comes to mind here is the low of our 2022 bear market was roughly the top of the 2019 rally. So maybe we would look here, the top of our 2023 rally, the 1 year after the bear market, or the bottom of the bear market. That would give us 32. It's right below the 618. I think that's decent. Now, these are really low numbers, but if you are thinking that the top is in, guys, you better be looking at really low numbers. If you think the top is in and then you're like, but I don't think it'll go under 80K, then I don't know what to tell you. Then the top isn't in, right? Then I don't know what you're talking about. 45, 50. What does this look like on a regular? On a regular 71, the 0.5. That's kind of cool. 70. I like this. I think this is solid. I can go with this. So I might approach it like this. You're assuming that the run's over. You've identified where price would be if it had the same declines as the previous bull market tops to bear market bottoms. You're saying, I think logically, I don't think it's going to go. I think it's going to have a less retracement. It had less of an upside. So logically, probably has less of a downside. I might start something like this. If I was new and looking to enter money, to wade into the waves, right? I would probably begin my orders at 71. In the bear market, I fully expect price to go lower than 71. So I wouldn't go all in, but I would start. Let's say I had $10,000. I like to use this because it's easy. If I had $10,000, maybe I would do something like this. Like I'd put as a limit buy order at 71.3, like 2K. Then I might go down to like 45 and do 3K. Then at 31, 32, I'd put that 5K. And what we're doing here is basically pyramiding orders. This has been very successful for me in bear markets. Pyramiding orders. Having laddered or layered buy orders down, but they get larger with price, like martingale-ish-esque. This is only spot, not leverage. You do this with leverage, you're crazy. I don't know what you're doing. But this is just a example, a theoretical way. The most important parts here are identify where you think are major levels. Identify how many of them you want. Here, 3 is an easy example. Look at the amount of capital you want to deploy, and then decide how to divvy it out. You don't have to do this pyramiding. You could do reverse pyramiding if you want. You could do 5, 3, 2, or you could do 3, 3, 3. Doesn't really matter. I think what's more important is putting in the effort, making the plan, and then setting the plan up. And when I say that, I mean going to the exchange you're going to use, go to limit buy on spot, type in the numbers, and set them. You set them ahead of time, because I'll tell you, if you're right, it hops in and we just have down to go. As this happens in real time, you will forget. You will question it. If you're going to do it in real time, you'll question it. While it's happening, you won't be able to log in. Remember what happens? Coinbase goes down. These things aren't operatable during the big crazy events. You won't be able to do it in real time, I promise. And if you try, you'll have user error, you'll have platform error, and you will just end up you'll just be losing more than you need to. When you set them as limit buy orders, they just sit there. A reason that I like to pyramid them down and I like to look really low is I think of it this way. If I have my biggest orders down here and they get smaller, no matter where price goes, realistically, I'm going to fill something. I'm not going to have nothing. And it gives me this kind of unique mindset of kind of encouraging price to move down. Speaking of which, CME is just now filling the gap. 92,485 there. But it gives you kind of incentive to maybe even cheer for it to go down, because the lower it goes, the cheaper you're buying and the more you're buying, and you can feel good about it. If you have all spot and no cash and you see price go down, it's going to be very painful because you don't benefit. You're not getting something out of price going down. Just by setting this up, even if it's not a big amount, you'll find that your brain will give you dopamine. It will be like, yay, we planned and executed and we're smart. One final thought here, and I'm going to go to the chat, is when you do this, you may have been afraid of some of the numbers I picked. You may not be, I don't know. But I think it is a good practice to pick, maybe even to start, with what price would scare you. And when I say scare you, I mean what price would make you genuinely question buying at all. Like if it just teleported down there, what price would you be like, I like, maybe it's over. Maybe it's never going back up. Because in your head, there's a number. There's a number where you're like, if it went under there, it's over. Under 70, well, GG. 30, under 0, John, I'm right there with you. 35, 5K. I'll be real, but Jordan, 5K would scare me. I'd be a little scared. 3K, sub 10K. They're all good. Which one? What number? Because that number is going to be different for everybody. And don't read other people's and be like, don't let that impact you. Like other people are saying lower. Don't pretend as if like, you know, I don't know. Because all that matters, this just matters for you. It doesn't matter what you say here. I think a lot of people that started over the last 2 years would likely be very afraid under 50. I think 50 would be a very meaningful hit to their psyche. 15. I think people who have been around for a cycle or two, probably 15. Probably 15. Probably below the previous bear market would always be frightening. That would be a very strange thing to happen that we've never seen. Never buying? That's fine. That's fine. $1 doesn't scare me, fair. You know, here's what I'll say though, is in real time, when these things happen, it's going to feel different. It's going to be different. It's easy to talk about these things. And when they happen, they usually, like I said, they're usually accompanied by some very compelling narratives, some very compelling stories. Maybe price is at 35K, right? And now strategy files to sell some Bitcoin. What are you going to do then? Is that going to change what you think about how low it can go? Of course it will. Price never falls by itself. Price never falls by itself and isn't accompanied by very compelling other factors. And that is honestly why just ignoring the news is often a very valuable maneuver. Just avoid all info, especially when you're scared. Emotional people call for bear every time it drops. They do. They do. I mean, eventually, though, eventually they'll be right. Damn, I'm getting some nasty alerts. Litecoin under 93, near under 220. SNEC under 0.01551. 151. Oof. We have filled a little bit of the gap here. Probably worth tweeting. What is with this, like, checkered bullshit? Electronic trading? Regular trading. It's weird. I don't know why it has this, like, checker. There we go. CME gap begins to fill. It's tweetable. Real time. Real time tweetable. I'm so scared that, like, maybe I don't really have any private messages on Twitter, but like that, like, it'll pop up and be all of my deepest, darkest secrets will be up. 220K views. This was such a great tweet. Anyway, it's not, let's get off my shit. All caps. That's the one trick. We'll say Bitcoin CME gap begins to fill. We'll just say that. I'll say partial fill. There we go. Sweet. Launch it. Boom. Launch it. Okay. I have been just talking for quite some time. I don't really know how long, but quite some time. 56 minutes. Holy shit. That boy, he can talk. Nobody said he can't talk. I've been talking for some time. Let me see what you guys are doing. Let me see what you're feeling. This is, I know you don't believe me, but this is about you. Also, why we do this, I want to shout out. I know he probably already left. I want to shout out my guy, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐎𝐧. 𝐂𝐶 made this song for me a while ago, and long story short, I'm gonna play it for you guys. You guys should follow 𝐂𝐶. He also is he's a really good rapper. He's very artistic, but he's a very talented analyst as well. I'll give it to him. Dude has really come up on his game quick. I don't even think he was like a trader when we met. I'll play this for you. Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. We connect. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. You already know the name brand. They recognize the shades and just like my main man, I entered with a game plan. Whether it's the bear or bull market going straight hand, call me winning trades. I'm just trying to get paid, fam. This ain't a grifter with the usual slick talk. It's premium TA on YouTube and TikTok. Fresh like they just got removed out the Ziploc. Cool dodging red days, smooth as a crip walk. Hard to imagine this. I used to be bad at this, but now I'm extra special with the technical analysis. Follow your homie and expect to get paid on every trade till the dollar signs reflecting my shades like Tom Crown. Call me Thomas, last name Crown. I'll share my workout with you sometime. Last name Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Scrolling up on the chat, I'm reading what you guys are saying. Last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. I can't believe the local low hasn't already come. It's wild. Yes. 𝐿𝐴𝐻. I saw. Shout out to 𝐂𝐶. What a good dude. What a good dude. Give him some love on his channel. Go subscribe to him. Like that song. Comment. You know. Shout out to my guy. Catching up. Yes, 𝐿𝐴𝐻. Yes. So I see your message. If you watch the past trends, prices always touch the 200 SMA on weekly time frame at the end of bear market. So you're correct, but you probably could say that about any moving average of any type. If you are in a bull market and your price is trending up for long periods of time, you're going to be above the average price. And when you enter a bear market and price starts going down, you by nature are going to interact with them. That's why I always say price is always chasing moving averages and moving averages are always chasing price. Is that literally true? No, maybe. But functionally, it is always true. The higher you go up, the higher the moving averages move. When you reverse and go down, they get pulled down with it. It's true of anything. I think you can make the argument of like any amount of any setting. I don't know, any moving average, any time frame. You know, no one ever talks about the 365-day moving average. Maybe with good reason. I don't know, but it's a year, right? Why not? Why do people never talk about it? Doesn't seem super great right here. We're below it no matter what. Something kind of interesting we can do to fit this chart is we can just continue. So this is a little mini lesson on how easy people can bullshit you in analysis. We can continue to change the input. We can keep making a bigger and bigger and bigger moving average until it fits. So you can see the 400 actually fit pretty good too. Right here, 400, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce. We can go higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this to make it look good. Damn, you have 450 interactive here. I mean, I'm saying to fit this because it's important to understand that if you look and know where to look, you can sell any argument. But I'm not saying that these are worthless. These moving averages are valuable. They're meaningful, but it's worthless when you go and look to solve it. So here we are. Here we are. 500-day moving average right here. Literally right here. Here we are. We just tested it today. Like I should probably do this. I should probably tweet this because goddamn Twitter loves just bullshit. They love just completely bullshit. This isn't misinformation, but whatever. That's what they love. Perfect touch. 500-day. Maybe this could be my claim to fame. 500-day. What does it mean? I don't know. Nothing. It means 500 days of candle closes. This is the average price, the average together. We look at the previous run. Unsettling. I'll say unsettling. It looks like we basically touched it here in January, failed the bounce, fell below it. We were in the bear market. Same thing kind of happened, maybe vaguely back here in 2017. But I can just go and say, look at this, bottoms in 500, perfect touch to the legendary 500-day moving average. And then if it falls lower, I can always just keep moving it down. Now, there is a lower limit. Eventually, you can't keep moving them down, but it will be very, very low. It'll be incredibly low. Like, so if it keeps falling, I'd just be like, oh, wait, nope, no, now it's the 550, and that's at 90K. And you can really fit these if you want to, if you, that's what you're going for. And I guess an issue with, especially when you're new in trading, is you might not even be aware that you're looking for it. You might not be even like conscious that that's what you're doing. So you got to be careful, and you got to be careful with things like that, because I can just go say, look at the 500 days, perfect. It's majestic. It's magic. Works every time that it's worked zero times in history, but I just won't put the rest of that on the chart. Yep, exactly. Bull market over, Tom. Actually, we'll say that. Every time it's touched it, it's over. 420 day has, like, let's go. I'm always down to 4. Let's blaze it. 420 day, perfect. Perfect hit. This is a perfect hit in April. Pretty perfect hit there in April, which is really weird. April of 22 and April of 25. There is also one more thing. Shit. So we're doing a masterclass of distraction today to just get your mind off of your portfolio crumbling. Masterclass. There also is something you probably aren't aware of when it comes to moving averages. So you just saw me fit it, right? You must fit it. You saw me fit it. However, there's something that you probably aren't aware of. So if I do, let's say, the 350-day moving average, you might think, what about it? Why would that matter? What you're actually looking at here, when you do 350-day, it's about to blow your mind. It's about to blow some people's minds. Is you're actually looking at the 50-week. That's how it works. That's how math works. There'll be a little variation, but like it's just like worthless to even to read into. Because what are you doing? 50 weeks. So just take 7 days in a week times 50, 350 is the exact same thing. It's such a little variance as 350 days. There's the smallest bit of variance, and that's simply because you're getting more average data points. So I think the argument actually could be made that the 350 is better than the 50. 350 day better than the 50 week. Because there's more data points. It's like a better average. But they're the same thing. So you have to be careful with that too. It's like which is why I always laugh when I see people will post like, if you go to the 2-day, it's like the 100 daily moving average on the 2-day. It's like, bro, it's just a 200-day. Why are you using the 2-day? Like I think a lot of the time they just don't understand that they're the same thing. But a lot of the time I look at it and I'm like, are they trying to like manipulate it? Are they trying to manipulate me into like agreeing with them? I don't know. 300-day or the 3-day, 350-day, which would actually be the 1,050-day moving average, right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting too deep into the math now. I gotta come out the other side. All right, that was a nice little tunnel to go down. This little rabbit hole. We'll bring it back. 69 week. All right. Why not 52 week MA? It's a really good question, Brother Nature. Why not? And there's no answer as to why not. There is not an answer to why not. The answer is only to why 50, and it's because it's standard. It's standardized. If you go to like TradingView or something and you add like a multiple moving average indicator, it'll have 50 as a default. It's simply been used, and we kind of treat it as a default. Also, what? It's like the 24. Is it the 7 and 21 or the 24 and 9 or something? There's like other ones too that are just like standard. What's up, Celopera? 2 concerns. 1. Sell pressure increased when fear and greed index bottomed. Many people will sell when a relief rally comes. That's true. If institution joins and sell after that, the dump will be biblical. I mean, yeah. I mean, like you have to. I always say the dumps are never for me the like tense and stressful parts. The rallies after dumps are the stressful parts for me. That's when you're in danger. During the sell-offs, typically, like you pulling that bow back, you gotta let it go at some point. You can't just keep pulling it back forever. But once you rally and you fail to break highs, that's when things the shit can hit the fan. I would avoid worrying about institutions and like this and that, and like guys. Institutions, like I feel like it's just another way of saying like whales, like big actors. There's always been big actors. They've always been, they've always manipulated or pushed around price. It's really no different. I wouldn't kind of compound. I wouldn't like compound the fears there. I'm yapping nonsense sometimes, Chief, but you enjoy it. You can't stop listening. Yeah, then we're good. Then we're good. Long as you got reamed again, I know. I got reamed. Actually, mine are still okay. Can we get Gaussian channel? Yes. And then curb Mayer multiple. Let's do Gaussian channel and Mayer multiple. Gaussian channel. Mayer multiple. I'm not familiar with the Mayer multiple. Gaussian channel I'm familiar with. Gaussian channel. What was the time frame? Didn't give a time frame. That's okay. I think people typically use it on like, is it the day or the 3-day that people typically use it on? Man, definitely sniped this high a little bit. It very much reverse signaled here. Had a very clean track record for most of this year, this Gaussian channel on the day. And last year, very clean. Downside, upside began. I'm not familiar with what makes this, what's under the hood here. That's very clean too. Wouldn't have been very tradable, but still clean. Downtrend, I don't think that wasn't really the good signal. The good signal was the uptrend beginning, catching it here on the higher high. Here it was very bunk. Did not give a good trade signal there. Let's see. Good. When do we get a relief rally? God, I hope soon. Please, I need relief. I need a relief. I don't know why I have memories of like people using it on the 3-day. This is interesting. On the 3-day, it's still green. When did it turn red? In the last run. Turned red right before the reversal in the summer of 21. Turned back green actually pretty solidly before the all-time high. Turned red here. This 3-day actually, I see maybe this is why people have used it. This it's not bad. That's hit. It's hit a few times. It's the 3-day indicator though, so it probably takes what whole 3 days to at least to see a change. What I don't love here is, man, hit that middle line of the Gaussian channel. You just never came back to it in the bear market. Never came back to it until basically until the bull market started. Did we stay above it this whole time though? Stayed above it. We're in it. No, we moved below it. Moved below it in 24. Moved below it even earlier this year, and here we are. It certainly does look like shit. Pretty much no matter how you line it up, it looks like shit. Interesting. What's the name of this indicator? This is the Gaussian channel, and the Gaussian channel, I actually don't know that much about it, but it is a free indicator. It's not like premium or anything. I know that I've heard people talk about it before. To me, it looks like some kind of moving average. It looks similar to like a Bollinger Band in the way that it looks like a moving average, or yeah, a moving average with some kind of standard deviation for a top band and bottom band. That's my best guess looking at it. I'm not totally sure, but I've long heard people talk about it. And that was this Mayer multiple. I also have heard of this, but I don't know what it is. What do we got here on the Mayer multiple? Mayer multiple moving average, some kind of crossover. Kind of crossover? Let's see what this looks like. I don't really know what I'm looking at here. Kind of looks like RSI. Kind of looks like RSI. Whatever it is, does not look super great. It's some kind of oscillator going on. High, lower, underneath whatever moving average. Retesting the low. I mean, that does not look good. Whatever that is, does not look great. Gaussian channel indicator. That's what I just looked at. That was a Gaussian channel. Gaussian channel. That's what it was. Right here. Liquidity. Oh, no liquidity. No liquidity. What's up, David Brum? How you doing, man? Verhoofty, Vegas Claw, Ninja. Saw Pickle earlier. I don't know if Pickle's still here. Shout out to Pickle. Mini beer? Yes. Yes, please. I'll have a mini beer. Crack me one of them bad boys. Man, we had some subscribers. I'll give you guys this behind the scenes info. On my analytics, I love charts and graphs, so no surprise, I keep very close watch over my analytics on streams. And over the last year, I would say on average, our streams would see 0 to like 15% of non-subscribed viewers, meaning people who weren't subscribed watching it and didn't subscribe while they were watching it, I think. outside of the FOMC meetings where it was higher, but roughly 10 to 15%, I would say, especially when things were very quiet and the streams were smaller. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had much bigger streams, and that number has gone as high as like 35%, I think, on the last one, meaning about 1 in 3 people who join have not seen the channel or are not subscribed or are new, whatever. That is a meaningful metric to me. It, to me, translates to that means there are new people searching for content. I don't know if that means new retail entering necessarily, but new people searching for content, people engaged, people looking for something. Unsubscribed? Okay, solo pair. That's fine. What will we ever do without you? Just playing. In and out of chat, listening to my G's. Yes, good to see you, bro. Is this Max Payne? I don't know. If this is Max Payne has lost its teeth. Mayor multiple good for long-term spot buys. Okay, I'll look into it. Got a gassy in channel earlier this morning. Me too. Can we look at XRP BTC? Sure. Yeah, just for you, Johnny. You were like, I remember you commenting. Guys, I've only looked at Bitcoin. So like when I don't look at your charts, please don't think I don't know, it's against your chart. It's not specific. There's just so many charts in crypto. You can't do them all. Nothing great. Nothing super great here. Though, I know I've seen this on some other alts. November's low, not getting taken out here. Really quick, let's look at that chaos. Look at this chaos. Really quick, look at total. Was it total or? Interesting. No. It was. Where are we? Dominance I was looking for. I have so many charts up and none of them are Bitcoin dominance. What in the hell? Hold up here. It would make sense to me that dominance would still be dropping. Okay, it dropped and is moving sideways. Same difference. That is starting to look weak though. Lower high, fall down, trade sideways. Starting to look weak. Holding on to November's low, that's divergent from Bitcoin. Above October's low, which is not a surprise. I mean, but a lot of alts have kind of that setup where October's low is intact, November's low is intact on some of them, and they haven't broken it today. Whereas we see obviously Bitcoin trading to new H2 lows. That does show relative strength in alts. It shows relative strength in alts, but it's hard to really get excited about that because then you look at the charts and none of them look really particularly strong either. Which makes sense. The whole space is bleeding rather gruesomely. I don't really know what really analysis can do here. I have to zoom out. Can do this. 100 week overlapping with 160. 160 was your, oh yeah, your monthly close, your high monthly close or something like that in 2021. Not a bad spot to look for support. I don't think there's anything I can say that's going to be like super optimistic about almost any chart right now. They're all going to look like shit. If you want some hopium, technically your candle closes have been lower. But your RSI lows have come up, and that's bull div on the day. There you go. There's bull div. You got bullish divergence. Lows are coming down. RSI lows are coming up. It's probably true on the week as well. Yeah, it's true on the week. You're going to have bullish divergence as long as, I don't know, you don't close below 195 on the week. Yeah. XRP, I think, is just in the boat with the rest of crypto. And if you want to, you're like, what about my alt? What's my alt doing? Look at Total. Total is under its 2025 open as well. Just like Bitcoin. It's in a red year now. Total is reapproaching June's low. This is the equivalent of June's low. 99 or 100K for Bitcoin. Nothing's looking particularly great. I mean, is 𝐬𝐶 looking good still? Probably, maybe. It's so hard to want to like long or to think about longing 𝐬𝐶 with a market like this. I think it does look strong still. This is one of the only charts where it's like still kind of ignoring what's going on. It's all higher low into a retest of the high. I don't want to see this trade down much farther. I want to see these lows intact, and I want to see 740 continue to be tested for that move to 900. But there's just like not a lot of charts that got anything really going on. I haven't looked at BNB in a bit. Maybe I'll just throw that up. BNB. Perfect take profit on that. Who remembers this trade? BNB BTC. Perfect. Well, not perfect. It was drawdown. 18% drawdown. But it was a 72% gain. TP'd the top. Let's go. Where's BNB at? Rejected from the measured move. 13. There you go. Don't say fibs don't work. And almost down to October's low, which is weird. Anything involving CZ, no thanks. Fair. Fair. Here's an issue with it. And I'll talk shit on BNB too. Perfect measured move target. Swing high, swing low. 2 measured move. 1,300. Weeks. The weekly closed and opened at 1,300. Sold off. Lost the 1618. Still at a higher low. I mean, I get maybe you're gonna like paint a flag. I feel like that's kind of hopium-ish. But that's not look great either. And this coin was looking very good. Ooh. Ooh. There's a trade to be made here though. I think you could look for a trade here. If you're impatient, it would be like market and then your stop would be below the low in October, 861. Or there's probably a trade where you're catching knives, but you open the trade at 861. Your stop is going to be more difficult, but you don't have to really catch that big of a move to the upside to make it profitable. How many people, wait, is this the same person asking about Gaussian? Because if it's the same person, are they a bot? Mikhail, I'm so confused, bro. I feel like I've seen you in here and you're not a bot. I literally did. I did for a while. Yeah, you've been in here chatting. You're not a bot. I don't get it. Are you like maybe he hasn't caught up on the stream? Maybe he's like behind on the stream like yes does. Scroll it, whatever it's called. I don't know, man. We looked at it. No, he's not a bot. He's not a bot because you can see Pickle in his chat history. He's been on many streams and just normal chatting. It's a normal chatter. Crypto Sharknado member for 67 months, bro. Pretty sure you have the longest membership. I'm pretty sure. I'll look after stream, but I'm pretty sure you have the longest. Look at BTC Mex. Why would we look at BTC Mex? My mods suck. They should be bringing good info to my attention. What do you mean? What's the good info that they're not bringing to my attention? And also, they don't really have a way of bringing it to my attention. It's not really on them. Really, they're just there because they've been here for a while. They've been here for a while. I trust them to keep some kind of order. Yeah, they don't really have a way of. They don't really have a way of doing that. Lost his mind in this market. True. True. There is a CME gap at 116. Speaking of ETH, where is ETH? If I hope Bitcoin can take goddamn 24 hours off. Just 24 hours is all I'm asking. To chill. So that I can like not stream tomorrow just for one day. What's up about entertain? About entertain. What's up? Welcome. Just one day. That's all I'm asking. Just one day. Let me like not stream for one day. That'd be cool. That'd be great. You guys saw me go long on Ethereum at 3,100. I closed it. In hindsight, I'm glad I closed it for like way less than than I thought I'd make on that trade, but glad I closed it. We have lost that level. While I think that Bitcoin ETH is still in good condition, I think it's going to break up. Look at this really tight downward trend. Momentum like. It looks like it's going to break up. Fulfilling our prophecy that we've been waiting for since, I don't know, we bought the bottom here in April. The USD pair does look like it has lower to go. USD pair is having some issues. One thing that's scary is that if ETH/BTC goes up and ETH/USD goes down, that means Bitcoin is falling a lot. Hope that's not the scenario. It may not be. We have an order block established on the way up here, 2,500. 100. Week. Yeah, I got a bunch of lines there already. Did not need to place them again. Let's go down to the week again without those. Look at the downside. What do? We just look at the next downside support. It is that easy at times, ladies and gentlemen. 2,900. 2,900. Not far away from price. 3% move to the downside. Is there? I don't know if I would say that's going to be the one that I would bet on. But the probability, let's put it this way. The probability of ETH/BTC bouncing at 2,925 is greater, in my opinion, than just kind of any random number in between. I think that I probably will not go for a long there, though maybe I should, because I have been nailing it. I nailed Ethereum trades way harder than Bitcoin trades over the last 2 years. Maybe I should be trading Ethereum more. Regardless, we'll figure that out. I would be more comfortable and more interested in 2,500. This was a major price, major resistance on the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks we traded there before rejecting and going to all-time highs. We closed some of our long. That's crazy. This resistance now can be tested as support at 2,500. I think that the probability of a bounce there is very good. I think there is absolutely a trade to be made here. Could look something like this. Let's see. Could look something like this with a stop below June's high and a take profit at 3,300. Could look a little bit tighter with a closer stop loss. Maybe we'll say 2,000, just like 2,400, just below. Still get a huge risk to reward, just back to 3,000. I think that a bounce here, especially if we don't bounce at 2,900, would be a very, very strong trade. Something like that. This chart's weird. How is it that every altcoin this cycle, every altcoin that did anything, did this? Like XRP maybe did it the best. It went like at least a little bit beyond its all-time high and it's held those gains a little bit better. But like Ethereum just goes to 5,000, 4,009 and change after its all-time high at 4,800 and change. Solana did the same thing. It just like had a singular day wick at a new all-time high and then fell back down. What the actual F? That's very weird. Very weird. I'm curious, actually. I forgot we did this. I wonder if anyone's watching on the vertical stream. I need a pet rock to take care of me. Mikhail, I don't know what's going. Are you okay? I feel like maybe I did, bro. I absolutely bro, you've sent this a million times. You've sent it a million times. I did. I literally shouted you out. I did it, and I looked at the Mayer multiple, and I went through, and I looked at Bitcoin on the day. I looked at it the 3-day. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm unsure. Bud. It's a hard day. Professor Beans. Where's my little beans? Why do I think retail never came this cycle? Well, the cycle, let's keep the hopium alive. Could still be on. I still think there's a shot in hell that we go to a new all-time high this year. And that retail could rejoin. I think that there's many reasons we can point to. Are they the real reasons? I don't know. But I think logically, in the past, like let's say 2021, crypto was like the shiny, attractive thing that had been going up a lot. I remember back then also maybe GME, the AMC kind of stuff going on. Those were like the attractive, shiny objects of gains. In this cycle, crypto really didn't perform in that way to be the shiny thing. And it wasn't that Bitcoin didn't go up. It's not even that it didn't go up a lot. It's that we just saw a lot of these other markets, especially gold, really make big moves. AI has come into the picture. Crypto is kind of like the new technological future thing. And then AI came on board. And I think a lot of attention was focused towards that and investments towards that, which will end up a lot like Bitcoin, I think. There'll probably be one or two, maybe just one, of those that actually are anything and don't just end up being worthless. But they were like the new shiny futuristic-y concept that people were focused on. On top of that, let's be real. The average person financially is in a terrible position for many, many reasons. This has been a very long ongoing thing. It's not overnight. It's not just this year. It's since 2020, really, and probably way farther back. But the average person is in a terrible financial situation. Unemployment and layoffs are massive. People can't invest when they don't have money and when they're struggling to eat. And then I have actually another very spicy flavor for this chili, right? You probably haven't heard this one as much. The excess capital, and I'll say like the gambling capital, the risk-seeking, high risk, high reward, let's say kind of emotional retail money that we've seen in the past, I think had an outlet this cycle that people are aware of, but maybe don't relate it, that drained a lot of liquidity, a ton of liquidity from probably like stock market as well. And that is, ready, sports betting. Sports betting and now prediction markets and these other kind of outlets. People are doing crazy amounts of sports betting. It's insane. And I think a lot of the people that would have been drawn to the big gains or the big risk to rewards that are markets and crypto, I think ended up just gambling their money away on their app on their phone, where they're like, I bet that the quarterback will make 10 completions. The running back will slip on a piece of garbage thrown by someone in the stands, and like a pigeon will shit on the ball. And if all those things happen in this game, I turn my $50 into $1 million. Like I think a lot, like way more money than we really comprehend is going to that. It is so easy and so accessible to everyone. It's a pandemic. It's an epidemic. I don't want to be alarmist. Not trying to be alarmist, but it's like an epidemic. It is insane. When I first met someone who showed me, by the way, guys, a lot of you guys were like not happy when I said that this Clash thing was worthless and they could get a trade in, but that it was worthless and it should treat it as something that's probably worthless. Told you so doesn't really help anybody. Doesn't really make me feel good, but just next time. Yeah, that's that. And will it go back up? Will yeah, probably. It'll probably go somewhere. But is it gonna have like this 5-year, 10-year future where it just keeps going? No, of course not, guys. Like where the hell was this ever going? Where was this ever going? Like it was something you could bet on, so you could gamble on, right? But like, why would this have any kind of future? I don't know. Anyway, it's not specific to this. Gambling. Yeah, when someone first showed me that, I forget, like a year or 2 years ago, and they're like, oh, I made a sports bet. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I'd heard of like DraftKings and stuff, but like it really wasn't everywhere. And they showed me on their phone how easy it was and how addictive it was with all the buttons and colors and numbers and advertisements everywhere. They're like watching the games already. They're like, it's like taking advantage of like people being in sports. I was like, holy shit, this is bad. I was like, this, I didn't say anything to that person, obviously, but my thoughts were like, it's like releasing drugs on a population. It's like inventing hyper addictive drugs and releasing it upon like poor people or something. Like, they're fucked. They're like, what are they gonna do? There's no way they can get away from this. And you can say, well, just don't do it. Okay, fine, yeah. We can always say that. But like, that's not how it works when you take big numbers. You take groups of people, herds of people, and you can say individually they all should just not do it, but that's just not reality. Right. Not how it functions. Everybody's screwed. I think those are the reasons. Did I miss anything? Also, liquidity in general is like has not been has been like retracting, hasn't been like expanding. I think there's a lot of stuff. Did I miss anything? Been live an hour and 30. What happened to MetaSignals? Nothing. Well, nothing's wrong with MetaSignals. MetaSignals had an issue in their Discord. I guess one of their accounts got hacked or something. But nothing's wrong with like MetaSignals itself. No retail because no euphoria. Yeah, that's also valid, Crispy, is retail never enters before a euphoria. Like people think retail create the euphoria, like they enter and the price goes up. No, price goes up and then they come every time. I forgot about the moons. Okay, well, also the moons, whatever that means. Moons. What are you gonna do, brother? What are you gonna do, brother? And the moons. Why is keto pumping? I don't know. I've never heard of it. It's your first message you've ever said here. Watch out. The floor is lava. Gold took liquidity from Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, that goes along with what I was saying, is the shiny, flashy thing that people are, chasing. Like AI, gold is in there too. I didn't even say gold. I said, I actually did cite specifically gold in that. Smells like Crown. Smash the likes for Crown. Thank you, sir. George created Clash with his 7-year-old son, for God's sakes. Fair. Yeah, I didn't even know that lore. But yeah, guys, why would that have like a long-term future? I don't know. Can 3K be good support for Ethic? Could be. Bitcoin gold to retrace. I know. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to like. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. Let's look at it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It hurts. It really, really hurts. This is bad. That's bad. Damn, that's rough. This is PAX GBTC, which is close enough. Close enough. Save us trendline. Save us trendline, Kenobi. We had other trend lines and they didn't save us, so I'm gonna hold my breath on this one. This is inverted. PAX GBTC actually will look like this. If you're trading this, man, a long does look like the right direction. After that breakout, 0.622 looks solid AF. I might trade this. I think trading like a gold Bitcoin pair would be really nice, actually. Because the problem with dollar Bitcoin pairs is if you get stuck in dollars and all the markets keep going up, well, you just lose in value. But you get stuck in gold, I mean, at least it's not going down relative to inflation, you know? The worst case is going to be pretty stable. I really like this level for PAX GBTC. I really like it. What a shitty bull run when you look at these charts, man. You look at like Bitcoin against stocks, Bitcoin against gold, like what a shitty bull run. It's like nothing even happened this year. I guess you chase it back to the highs. Something like that. That's so gross. It's so gross because if you were to kind of translate this to Bitcoin USD, even though this isn't what it means, but if you looked at the price for Bitcoin against the dollar at this level where we're looking for support on this pair, it would have been like 30 something K. Damn, it looks like it wants it though, man. Lower high, rejected by resistance. What a clean chart, by the way. This is a monthly time frame. Look at these closes. I wish Bitcoin USD was this easy. Look at these monthly closes right here. Get rid of it. Boom, 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 boom. 4 in boom, 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 boom. Rejected in March, comes back up, rejects again, breaks its low. So clean. Throw the fib on it. Connect your higher low into your lower high. You broke the low. So let's look for the 1618 and the measure move target, the 2. Boom. Of course, you got a shot of bouncing here. There's just not anywhere near as much confluence at the 1618. So you have the measure move target there. You have your major 2013 resistance high there into the run. And then you pull the fib of the whole move. And what do you got? 618 golden. Golden, baby. Golden fib retracement right there. That's actually really, that's a very strong, it's a very strong chart. Yeah, the only thing I think that will put the brakes on this is like literally Bitcoin's low has to be an this rally and go to new all-time highs by the end of the year. And then we can have like a big wick. You can see there's been very crazy wicks here before. We've had big wicks on this pair. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. But if nothing changes, dude, this, like I'm putting this in the Discord. Like if nothing changes, that seems like a fire trade that I'm gonna take. Man, it just keeps falling. 91.9. I was like, oh, I better get going. Better wrap it up. And then, nope. Bitcoin's like, oh, we're going lower. We're just going to keep grinding lower. We're not going to do it in the fun way. We're not going to even do it in the exciting way. We're going to do it in the worst way. Let's put on music on board. I'm going to play Cassius' song again. Oh, no. Oh no. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Hold up quick. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. You already know the name brand. They recognize the shades and just like my main man, I entered with a game plan. Whether it's the bear or bull market going straight ham, got me winning trades. I'm just trying to get paid, fam. This ain't a grifter with the usual slick talk. It's premium TA on YouTube and TikTok. Fresh like they just got removed out the Ziploc. Cool dodging red days, smooth as a crip walk. Hard to imagine this. I used to be bad at this, but now I'm extra special with the technical analysis. Follow your homie and expect to get paid on every trade till the dollar signs reflecting my shades like Tom Crown. They call me Thomas, last name Crown. We have capitulated. 2011 vote, 2,100 votes, 53%. We're in a bear market. We've capitulated. GG, WP. Last name Crown. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. Recognize gang, I'ma lay mine down. It's your boy 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐬𝐧. You know I always recognize the real ones. Yeah. My guy. You guys should subscribe to 𝐂𝐡𝐚. It's a great dude. Personal friend of mine. Solid ass trader. Super talented with music. USDD. Tether dominance. Chirpow. Chirpow. Chirpow song. We play a Chirpow song. We won't see Chirpow until December. I'm gonna put on music too. It's just been just like my own voice in my head for an hour and a half now. Here we go. We're looking at tether dominance. This is the Chirpow song link, by the way. I know you love me. I do love you, Ed. I don't know if I'm going to do requests right now, though. We've been live for a while. We've been streaming a lot. I'm a little burnt out, to be honest. Tether dominance, though, is important. I still am, though it's getting rougher and rougher. Looking for rejection here for a lower high. If we want to be technical about it, really just has to stay below 6.23. It's already higher than I'm comfortable with at 595. Really was looking for a cleaner rejection, a cleaner sell-off from this trend line. There's a lot of confluence there. It was really interesting analysis that was unique. So far, it hasn't played out. However, we can confirm at the end of the week if this is broken. However, I guess we got the weekly close. It keeps moving, which is hella annoying. We could see this close down, and this could invalidate it. If tether dominance moves above 6.23%, it's a really bad sign. It's not only a really bad sign, meaning bear market sign, it's also a really bad sign. It's a really bad sign for this analysis that this is not playing out. I really thought that this was going to play. It was so good. It's rare to find something this good. There is still time in this week. If Bitcoin, maybe you say like it finds its low today, it reverses, we see a bounce. Doesn't even have to go very far, like 96, right? This candle go right back below the trend. We could see the weekly close down, and we could see that trend continue. I will say if we don't, likely this is just looking to keep trending up, and that our beautiful analysis got wrecked. It does happen. Still moving lower. Bitcoin still inching lower so slowly. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just do it. Just do it. What's the next support? I would say like the 2500 area for F. Under 3K. There he is. There's Cassius. Cheers, brother. There we go. Now we're seeing a little spice. Ooh, you missed it. My bad. We just saw a little bit of movement here. That's what I'm talking about. Give us a real push. 91.8. Interesting. 91.8. We saw our first, I'll say like actual volatile little spike. 91.8 sits right at the CME gap. 91.9 within 100. CME generally trades higher than spot, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's a CME gap fill. Speaking of CME gap fill, there goes my other trades. We were talking about 92K earlier, and they just filled. So let's check the damage. Help me. Please help me. Here we are. Briggity wrecked. Down 9%. About a quarter Bitcoin here. Just filled at 92K. If you're looking to trade, check out 𝐵𝐲, our exchange partner. No KYC, all the stuff you need. And by the way, just going to do this shill quick. Sign up with our exchange partner, 𝐵𝐲, or anything in the video description below. All of my affiliate links are there. They help support the channel, but the value that I will give to you that you will never find anywhere else is that if you use any of my links and you have an issue with any of the products, that means 𝐵𝐲, on exchange, FMX, Market Cipher, Lux Algo, any of the things I offer. If you have any issues, you have, I don't know, your withdrawals get frozen, your deposit gets frozen, something weird happens with the trade, anything, something where you would need customer service, please reach out to their customer service. But if you don't get an answer and you don't get a resolution, come to the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, open a ticket and tell me. I will directly go to my contacts and I will force them to escalate it. I will tell them, this is my community member. They used my link. They signed up. Here's the issue they're having. I need you to get me an answer. I need you to escalate it, to get me a resolution, to tell me what's going on. I will go to bat for you. And that's only if you use my link. If you don't use my link and you have those issues, I mean, reach out anyway, right? You know me. I want to help everybody. But If you don't use my link, you might be shit out of luck. So there it is. Use my links for all the things, for everything. If there's an affiliate link in this space that you want to sign up with something that isn't, BYDFi or something, let me know and I'll find you a link and I'll extend that promise out. I will use the weight of the glasses in your favor. Nobody else will do that for you. It's huge value. Anyway, there's the shill. Filled at 92,000 and I am uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. The 50x long is certainly getting liquidated. Oh man. Unless the bottom's in right now, this is getting licked. Goodbye. Goodbye, steaks. Goodbye, ramen. Or hello, ramen. Goodbye, steaks. Yeesh. I thought that was so slick, man. The 93.5 long was so slick. Just goes to show you, though, in trading, you can have the best thesis, you can have the best analysis, have all the right lines drawn, and it's just not how it works. There's no scenario where you put in enough effort and you do enough homework that you can guarantee an outcome. Everything can align, everything can be on your side, and trades can just go the other way. There's a lot of RNG. Anyone who would tell you there is not a lot of randomness and RNG in trading doesn't know trading. There is a ton of randomness, complete uncertainty. But good trading plays around that and accepts that as a fundamental core that you cannot know. You can only assess probability. Just like playing World Series of Poker. You can't know, you can't have the best cards every time, but you still can win every time. Every time. You still can win every time, but you don't win every time. You lose a bunch of hands. You just end up winning the series because you're the best. Trading's the same thing. Speaking of that, I'm so wrecked. Oh my god. This is getting riggedy wrecked. It's like, I should close it now, yeah, but like, dude, what's the point? What's the point? Stick to my plan. This isn't the only trade I have open, though. This is the only trade on that crazy amounts of leverage. The long here at 93.5, the yearly open is on 20x, which is still crazy for me. I never trade leverage like that. It's not big amounts of money, though. And then my biggest margin position, the one that just filled, is only on 10x, which is still crazy. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's okay. We can save up. That's right. We can save up. We can start again. We'll make it through. Can always start over. Live view of the trenches from the trenches. Did the CME gap fill? It has filled mostly. About $100 range still exists. And it is looking very likely that it will fill. So something not a lot of people even know about CME is the data that we get on TradingView is 15 minutes behind. It's not real time. So 15 minutes from a minute ago, so like in 15 minutes, we'll see that low we just saw paint. And in about 9 minutes, we'll see the original tap to like 91.8 hit. So M Stone says it did feel, yeah, dude, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I guess now it would have filled. Yeah. But we'll see it. What I was saying is we see it fill in 15 minutes. Technically, it doesn't have to have happened. CME can just not, can not trade down, but like it will. And it certainly filled. Certainly did. Speaking of that, that's a good tweet. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone of my shady behaviors. Watch this. Let's be real shady with it. Watch this. 92.52. 25. That's crazy. All right, ready? And we'll do Canvas, get rid of the ticker, get rid of the description. Then we can go. CME got filled. Oh my god. There it is. Bitcoin CME got filled. 91. Oh my god. We'll be the first people to tweet it because we'll be the first people to tweet it because it hasn't actually painted yet on the ticker. But we know. Close enough. Total bounce off 3 trillion. Where's total at? I goddamn hope so, man. I mean, hopefully a little higher. 3.05 would be nice, but I mean 3. It's like this is low as we should go. Any lower gets very sketchy. It already is very sketchy. What a sell-off too. I mean, for Bitcoin, the whole history, it's not that crazy of a sell-off. But I don't know, for like this run, this bull run is a pretty crazy sell-off. Virtually no bounce. Like this is it. I know that is a bounce and that is a bounce, but they really didn't. I don't know. They didn't like retrace meaningfully. They didn't retrace to the point where I think anybody thought it was like actually going back up yet, which typically is what I look for. Not that crazy at all. No, I mean, not for Bitcoin. But it like create just like nothing, just down, nothing, like a rock, just like dropping a rock into a pool. Oh my Timberoon, please don't liquidate me, market. I will be ever so sad. What do we got here? We got a good amount of viewers. Wonder how many people are viewing on the short stream. How many people see a zoomed in of me with like a little bit of chart above me? How many? It doesn't tell me. There's no way for me to like know. Damn, we barely got any likes. We did get 420 likes, which is great. But we should have 1,000. We should have 2,000. Everybody who hasn't hit the like button, could you please go ahead? Now's the time. Help hype up the stream. Bitcoin's still goddamn falling. Still selling off. I thought at least we would have something happen. There we go. CME finally filled. I mean, it had already filled, but boom. Gap done. I think that's the good news. The good news is that gap is donezo. Completely filled. Let's look back. No gap. No gap. No gap. No gap. No gap. No gap. Okay, we don't have another gap. We don't have another gap, like really at all. Anywhere up here. This is my big old CME one. We do have a gap at 117. He said, just in case you forgot Bitcoin. There's a gap at 117. You can go get it. Go ahead. There is no gap in any of this to my knowledge. If we go down to like hours and stuff, I bet there is, because this just seems to be the case. Nope. No, that's a solid brick of price action. No gap. No gap. Okay. That looks pretty brick too. All the way down. So the next gap is at 60K. Wow, that's going to be a spooky tweet I'm going to make later. Jeez. Jeez. There it is. Here, the good news is we don't have to hear about gaps for a little bit. What's up, Heck? 708, I see subscribed. Rolak, a gamer, Raju. Who else? Andre, Gaming Planet, Hansa, Stockwise, Ryle, Pharaohs, Yancey, Ronnie, JB Moon, Salik, Price Action King, BS Discover, Patrick, Ghost, Shubham, Mr. Rao, my guy OT, what is this? Otetovani, CZ, what's up, bro? Welcome. Be like Otetovani and Sahil Mohid. Be like these guys. Subscribe. Subscribe right now. No gaps now. No gap. We are gapless to the downside for the foreseeable future in reality. That's crazy. That's wild. Let's check in on our moving averages here. No death cross on CME yet. Enough shilling. Call Satoshi now. I asked you guys if you could call Satoshi for me. I don't have his number. I lost it. I lost his number. I guess I can close CME because there's nothing here. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Like Ned Flanders, nothing at all. Here we go. 3 trillion. I mean, like, totally, you gotta bounce there. You're looking like you're coming in hot on it. You gotta bounce there. We're in a gap on the 3-day chart. What? What do you mean on a 3-day chart gap? That doesn't even make sense. No, we're not. BlackRock effed us, yeah. No, Taylor Whitting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're looking at, honestly. But there's definitely no gap in the 3-day. Like, where would it be? You know, there's no gap. We filled it. Filled it, baby. Lock and load. Lock and load. Total is dropping. Bitcoin dropping down to 91.5. And have I been liquidated yet? Let's check back in. No, but I'm down 12% on this trade. About $250 on this one. This is what you get for catching knives. You get bloody hands. Have I liquidated on this one yet? Nope. Yeah, they're coming though. I probably did liquidate in the one. I probably lost like $500 there. This one is down 130, and here we are, liquidated. I just got wrecked. There you go. For your viewing pleasure and potentially to reverse the entire market. I have been liquidated on my live, on my long. Reap. I have $6 left in this account. Market. $6, 100x. 1,000x. To make it all back. Yeah, there you go. There you go. 100x on $6. Entry price 91.8. It's like not even that much lower than my other one. That's goofy. Rest in peace. There's $500 down the drain. And there we are, potentially seeing some green candles come in. The market very much a fan of my liquidation, it seems. What's up, How To subscribing? Welcome, brother. Lucas Fowler subscribing. What up, bros? Welcome to hell, I guess. I think we all died in 2020 and we've just actually been in hell. That's my new running thesis. Yep. At least we're here together. What's my TA on Sol and Eth? Not good. I mean, I'm looking at 2,500 on Eth. I think long could be ripped at like 3K, but I'd feel comfortable at 2,500. Look, you see 1 week, 3-day big couple of bear rectangle, 3 tops, max 6.22. That's what I was saying. I did look at it. Screw crypto. I hate this scam. Perfect, the Doge father. Dump this shit. All right, let's do it. What was that? Put on the glasses. I could put them on. Do you think Nvidia fudding? What's the Nvidia FUD? 92 to 88 is bull fair value gap. Well, okay. But I mean, I thought you're. Oh, I was talking about CME gaps. You're talking about fair value gaps. Man, they are different. They're different things. Wow, that looks shitty. We just broke 194.5K subscribers right now during the live. Hell yeah. Hells to the yeah. If things keep if things keep going this way, down, we might hit 200K by the end of the year. I might pick up that timeline. Honest thoughts about probable bottoms. Honestly, Bitcoin, at this point, we're so close to it. Bitcoin, dude, you have to bottom here. You have to bottom at like 90.9 or 91. If you don't bottom here, things look so janked. Things look so janked if you don't. It's already bad enough that you're here. But things look real bad. You obviously look to the left, and what do you see? You see inefficiency in the market. You look to the left and you see two big green candles. Some efficiency here, but the problem is you've just broken to it. If you don't hold this level, you're looking to fill this in, which is down to like 85. You have some efficiency here, which is likely to act as support. But I think really what happens is you break down and you start looking at the low from April. And those numbers are low. They're low. They're bargain basement prices. That being said, I expected more of a bounce at 93.5. I thought that would be the low. Today could wrap up. I mean, if we close up today, if we get like a meaningful bounce, bottom could realistically be in, at least for like the week, maybe for the month, you know? Not forever, but local. I mean, there's things on the table still. There's been a lot of down with not a lot of up. Not a very equal market. At some point, you're going to have to retrace up. At some point, you're going to need to relieve the pressure. Basically, at some point, you have to kick off all of the late shorters. Everybody just shorting and shorting and shorting. If everyone's in the same direction, the market can't continue in that direction. Hopefully that's here. I would like to see that here. Obviously, you know, I just showed you guys my somewhat unfortunate long positions. I already lost $500 on the one. Somewhat unfortunate long positions. I did just fill at 92, 93.5 and 92. But it's getting scary out there. It's getting spooky. Here's a 100x $6 trade. I got liquidated. This is the one I lost like $500 on. I got liquidated at like $6. I just put it to 100x and threw it into the fire. Yeah, I'm getting wrecked. Shriggity shrecked, guys. But let me get wrecked so you don't have to, right? It's much better that I get wrecked. You don't have to get wrecked. This entire stream we've been going down. We have had no upside movement at all since the moment we went live. And we went live at the exact right time too. It was exactly 2 hours ago. 2 hours and 8 minutes. Went live like right here. Since we went live, price has just hit like how many lower lows? 23, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Just like all down. Live started. Wrecked. Perfect timing. A great reason to be subscribed if you're out there and you're new, or if you're not. Great reason to be subscribed. We have been going live to catch these moves. You should have the alerts on, your notifications on. You should enable them on YouTube and on your cell phone, on your mobile. If you don't have YouTube, the app on your phone, the notifications don't work. You have to have them both, and they both have to be enabled. But you should do that because we're going to go live a lot more. We've been live way more than we usually are because this shit is actually exciting. It's compelling. It's gripping, and something's happening, right? We spent a lot of the last few years with nothing happening. This is where it gets real, so don't miss it. Don't miss out. Why BTC crash, bro? It's a good question. It's a really great question. I'm not sure anyone has the answer. We all would like the answer, and I could give you answers. I could make shit up. I could give you answers that might sound right. How about if if you're feeling really scared right now, if you're feeling very stressed, very scared by this price action and this selling, and you want something to latch onto to rationalize it, here you go. This is everyone's favorite FUD right now. Strategy. Michael Saylor's strategy is trading under 1 NAV. And why? This is not my area. This is not my expertise. But what that means is that it is trading at a valuation lower than its assets. Lower than just how much their assets are worth. There's your logical sell-off. So you can just, I don't know, latch on to something. There's a reason. Is that reason? Like, is it like that is actually why it's selling off? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's no answer like that. It would be great. People can give you answers, but they're all just grasping at straws. They're all just grasping at what's in front of them. The reality is that Bitcoin is a volatile asset. It moves up and down. It's always moved up and down, and at the end of the day, that's really all that there is to go on. Price goes through periods of expansion and contraction, periods of heating up and cooling down, and it's a natural part of markets. Bitcoin is down from its all-time high at 128K, 27%. Feels like more. 27%. From November of last year till April of this year, Bitcoin moved down 31.9%, which is actually more than we have seen since the all-time high. And if you think about it, that was the all-time high at the time. So it's a very similar move. It was a tap to all-time high and then down 31.92%. Go back to March of 24 to August, and you'll see a 33% move to the downside, 33% retracement. And again, that was from a new, freshly minted all-time high, down 33%. So both of the sell-offs we've seen, the one this year and the sell-off in the year before, are similar by their origin from an all-time high, and they are actually larger, bigger sell-offs. They went down more. If we look at what that would be now, let's say it's like, it was like 31 to 33, right? 31 to 33. 31% would put us somewhere in like the high 80s. 33 would put us somewhere in the low 80s. That would be to match those previous sell-offs. $91.5. The good news is a lot of new people finding our channel. Whoa. A lot of new people finding our community. We've been live on YouTube for almost 7 years. We have streamed all the way through bull markets and bear markets. We've seen this before. It's not a new song and dance. It's all the same shit. Might be new to you, and that's okay. If it is new to you, you've found a great place to weather the storm. Whether it's going to be bearish or bullish over the next weeks or months or years, we'll be here. We'll be here to break it down logically, to look at trades, to analyze things, to be a community, share, vent, celebrate together. It's rare. You're not going to find that in real life. I've never heard of a Bitcoin club or something in real life where it's anything like that. Your friends and family are going to tell you they told you so. They'll be mad at you probably for whatever reason. Like, they're going to be mad at you even though they didn't lose anything. If they invested because you told them to, they're going to be mad at you. They're not going to understand. That is very predictable. That always happens. But we understand. We get it. It's important. It's important to be around people who can understand what you're going through. Because this is no joke. This market is not easy. And I do apologize. If anyone has ever told you that crypto was easy money, I'm going to apologize on their behalf because, man, it is not. If it is one thing, it is not easy. It is by far the hardest, bloodiest, sweatiest asset out there, man. Oh no, my $6 long is about to get liquidated. 91.3. Here it goes. Jesus. It's still going. Where's the bounce? Where's the bounce? Put it in the title. Holy hell. Holy hell. Yep, and then OBSY has nailed it, dude. Your friends and family will be like mad at you when it goes down, and they'll be like, I told you so. And then when it goes up, they'll be mad at you. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And that's a reason that community is so important. It's just critical to long-term success in this space. I really view there's only two ways to do it. The one way is to find a community, to meet like-minded people, to kind of weather the storm together. And the other way is to simply buy a crypto and then just walk away and never think about it, never look at it. I think everything else in between just is failure. I'm starting to get alerts from altcoins. The altcoin butchering is happening. Unfortunately, it's got a Doge alert that I don't think I wanted to see. Didn't want to hear. Doge now breaking to a new November low. New November low, 15.19. It's just really back to where it was in November. I would like to look at a Doge chart that doesn't have the crazy Binance wick. And there we are. Not looking good, I'll be real. On a macro time frame, nothing has changed for me when it comes to Doge. When we zoom into a daily time frame, unfortunately, what we were hoping didn't happen is beginning to happen. 15 cents is being tested as support. Bulls are failing to drive price higher on each test. Hopefully you can get a rally from here. But if it is met with a lower high again, you have continued to weaken support, and it is likely, or becomes more likely, that that support is lost and that you see a breakdown. Really hoping that doesn't happen. But that does look, this looks hella ugly. It needs to reverse now. Like, Doge needs to reverse now. Needs to reverse now. That's enough. That's plenty of that. We've had plenty of that. Makes sense. Can we check Solana? Yeah. USD dominance. Holy shit. Yep. This is not good. I am starting to get bottomy vibes, like reversal for today vibes. Yes, Solana. Yes. I'll pull up Solana. I'm starting to get reversally for like today vibes. The intensity is picking up. I'm getting more alerts. We're seeing more kind of like major things get broken for specifically alts right now, and that is typically the lead up to like the move. At least chills. At least stops. Yeah, USDT tether dominance is really ruining my parade, and I really need it to reverse now. I need it to sell off now. Any higher and things are starting to look a lot more bearish than they did, which is probably some of you are thinking, that's crazy that he said that. As long as tether dominance is under 6.22, still at a lower high, it's still playing this out. Above 6.2223 is a higher high off a higher low, and it's an uptrend. And I mean, I suppose it can play out like this too and still see this bottom test, right? But man, that is a lot more, that would be a lot more bearish. Solana is eating shit. It is shitting the bed. Wow. Solana wrecked. Didn't even I mean, oof. Immediately rejected. Woof. Yeah. Similar to Doge. Again, this is like kind of, the chart looks different, but it's at a inflection point of its own. Right here. June's low. $127. That is not a good place to trade below. you can look to the left and see there is very little support built under $127 until you're all the way down at April's low at like 100. If I were to guess right now, based on just looking at the chart, looking at the market right now, kind of judging the intensity of what's happening, I would guess that Solana breaks 127, but wicks back up and retraces. Now that retracement, I think you look for 190, it's still on the table, still probably where I'd be looking, but breaks it, wicks back up. Let's just use 190 as an example because it's a good target. This is where it gets scary. That's where it gets tense. The sell-off isn't as tense. On a back test of 190, we actually discussed this before the sell-off too, is I think it's very likely that you can head short or sell bags at 190. On a test of 190 though, a rejection gives you just really bearish patterns. It instantly becomes like a head and shoulders if you come back down. You do not want to see, that's why I say when things reverse is when it gets real. You do not want to see a reversal met with a lower high. Any reversal needs to continue to push up and make higher highs. If it fails to do that, it's looking for like a macro move down. Ooh, wow, things are getting spicy. Spicy. Damn. This would be my best guess. So maybe I can even, I can say something like this. This is catching a knife. This is probably not the smartest trading. Really just illustrating a point. Please, nothing I say is financial advice. Please don't blindly copy what I do. I lose trades all the time. If you just take them blindly, you'll not understand the context, the reasoning, or the positioning, and you're likely to get yourself wrecked. That said, this is basically to show the concept. The concept of this trade. Where your stop would go would be really variable. Something like this. Betting on that bounce. Now 190, it might be high, but it's still a good target. Might be more intelligent to be looking for like a 170, 160. I think that trade's reasonable. Playing off the potential liquidity sweep and bounce. That's what I'd be looking for. It's not the best of news. If you lose 127, 129, this area, you've got a shot at bouncing at 100. But things look really bad. They look really not good if you retest 100. This chart becomes very heavy, and I would say almost even more meaningful for me. This chart not only becomes very heavy, but it starts to look like many of these Bitcoin paired things that kind of failed this run. Where is PAXG? For instance, it begins to look, let's say, like PAXG, right? You had an all-time high, but it wasn't like a run. It just tapped all-time high, swept liquidity, fell down, painted a lower high, and broke low. That's what you start seeing. You don't want that to happen. This is looking very bearish. All these things combined are definitely making me feel like it's probably going to reverse, at least temporarily here. Simply because there's been a lot of downward movement and not a lot of bounce. Where's the chart I was on? Ooh, Ethereum broke its low. I guess send it to 2,500. Send it. Here it is. Hooey boys. Here we are again. What's up, Mr. Life Changer? Albert G. Zand Petros. How are you? Welcome, friends. It's breezy. Easy breezy. Welcome. It's going to be okay, fam. It's going to be okay. Whatever comes next, we can beat ourselves up and we can tell ourselves how dumb we are and focus on fucking up or whatever it is. Hopefully that's not you, but people will do this. Which gets you nowhere and makes you, just double punishes you. Punishes you for being punished, right? You can do that, or you can take the other path of identifying what brought you to these to this step, and I don't mean crypto. I don't mean, oh, crypto did. I mean, what steps brought you? What got you to your position today? Because if you're in a lot of pain, that means you are overexposed. That means that you have too much skin in the game. The sweet spot is somewhere in the middle of feeling any kind of discomfort or pain at all and not. It's the most successful sweet spot. So you can take the path of beating yourself up, which is going to get you nowhere. Or you can take the path of identifying what brought you here. What did you do wrong? What are the mistakes? And what can you do better? Because no matter what happens now, there very likely will be a bear market, and there very likely will be a bull market eventually as well. Like, again, no matter what happens in the short term, you can be prepared for the next one and not make the same mistakes. And you'll find that people in crypto, that's what they've done. Usually, I'd say it takes maybe 2 full round trips. See 2 whole bull market tops, bear market bottoms before you really nail down what works. That's okay. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. But if you can do that, you'll set yourself up to win. Set yourself up for success. It's definitely a better path than blaming yourself or, I don't know, like I said, like punishing yourself for being punished. Don't do that. You don't need that. It won't help you get anywhere. Instead of that, focus on improving. Focus on the lessons learned. That's what we've all done. Ask anybody. Anybody who's been in crypto, man, ask them. We've all gone through this shit. It was all about 50% crash coming. Has happened. House passes Epstein. Do it. Do it. Pass them. Put them all in jail. Put everybody in the Epstein files in jail. I don't care who they are. I mean, obviously, people who committed crimes. Put them in jail. Don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're Satoshi. Throw them in jail. Bruman, it does seem that way. Feels like April 25. Yeah. Good. Good. What's up, movie explainer? Are you here to explain some movies for us? Appreciate it. See a flash crash to the 80s? Dude, we haven't seen flash crashes. That would be cool. I don't think there would be anything more bullish than seeing a flash crash like that. Like we're down, and then just snap. One candle, boom. Every exchange like hits 80, boom, it's right back up to 90, and now you're running back to highs. That'd be awesome. We just haven't seen any of that. We haven't seen any of it. It's all just the slow bleeding, the grinding, the pain, the God, this doesn't look good. It gives us no certainty. Bitcoin needs to reverse this week or it's bear. I mean, yeah, I think the bull case is salvageable. Still salvageable. But will be meaningfully less salvageable without some kind of reversal this week. Like closing down here on the week, it really does dent it. Really does damage the argument. Doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it a lot harder to explain. We didn't see one on the 10th of October? Kind of, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right, 420. You're right, Mr. Bud Monster. Yeah, we did. We did. That was a lot on like on Binance and stuff. But yeah, you're right. That was pretty crazy. It's crazy to me though that we saw that happen and then it just kept selling off. Like that is not like the flash crashes of the past. The flash crashes of the past were like, oh no, and then oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah, oh no. Dude, Bitcoin just who's selling? He's selling. People logged. Yeah, that always happens. The one thing you can depend on during a flash crash or a flash pump is that you will not get on that exchange. That's why I always tell you guys, you have to have your plans set in advance. You got to buy the ticket in advance. You got to set those orders. Because if you don't set those orders, you're not getting it. There's 0% chance you're logging in while it crashes to sell or buy or whatever. It doesn't work. You'll try to log in. It won't let you. Even if you do log in, it won't let you do anything. You'll put in an order, it'll be like, order rejected. Tale as old as time. I'm hungry. I didn't eat since I got back from the gym. Strange fellow in my DMs. We're here. Bitcoin start reversing. We just like Bitcoin at least start moving so I can just like stop streaming for a little bit. Hope I'm all good. 420, you know, baby. I'm a little tired. I'm a little burnt out. We've been doing a lot of streaming. We're doing a lot of long streams with a lot of high tensions. But I'm doing good. This doesn't bother me. This never bothers me anymore. Like big sell-offs, whatever. That's not what gets me. What gets me now, from a creator point of view, is when it's really boring. When it's not scary or exciting. And when so all of this year, that's what gets me. Is when it's just grinding sideways and nobody cares. That's what weighs on me the hardest. Because it feels like I'm failing. It's like I'm not doing this right. But I know that's not true. There's nothing to do with that. That's boring. People are checked out. But that's what gets me. The downsides, dude, I don't know. I've watched Bitcoin go from like 2.5K to 20K to 3K to 14K to 3K to 69K to 15K to 126K. Like, dude, we're at 91. I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. It's the same rodeo. Same shit. Different day. Wow. Monero looks really good. Monero really, really good on this sell-off. I think Monero is a very strong position right now. Look at this sell-off and look what Monero's done. This is one of the few charts that actually is moving up. I think 𝐬𝐶 is on that train as well. Look at that. These are daily candles. Daily candles. Today's sell-off, we've broken lows for everything. Markets like crashing, and Monero's like, I will just be slightly higher than yesterday. I will continue this march that I have done. Pretty much for my whole existence, really. My whole existence, I have been doing this march. And I'll just continue this march, right? Such a strong buy. Not financial advice. That's illegal. I want to add to my Monero bag. There you go. Oh, some green, some hope. What's up, Zeely man? Subscribing. Welcome to the fam. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting tired. Be real. What's up, Tradefly? How do I feel about 84? I mean, dude, I feel like if 90 here doesn't hold. Like if we don't hold this, shit's cooked, bro. It just feels cooked. FIL looks strong. I somehow don't believe you. Don't believe you. Monero's always been up there with my faves. Monero, Litecoin, Dogecoin, they're all tied for number 2. They're all tied in second place. I know Sailor says there is no second best, but I disagree. This is alright. These are ooh. Oh, I guess I was placed before and we got nuked. That trade looks decent. You cut out all this, it looks decent. We got nuked at 219. Damn, yo. Didn't hit for I mean, I like this. I like the higher low off the higher high, yeah. I would describe this as strong only when directly compared to like other coins that are much weaker, like breaking lows. You know, we have a lot of coins down here, like under this low. So this does look like it is attempting to reverse. It still can come down more, right? Still bleed down, before moving back to 291. Comparatively, it's stronger, but let's be honest with ourselves here. Like, comparatively stronger to like the weakest charts, but compared to, I don't know, the strongest charts like Monero, it looks like dog shit. It looks like Monero looks like it's in a bull market of its own right now. And I say of its own, I guess it shares it with 𝐂𝐸 and probably some others too. 𝐂𝐸 actually looking a little bit weak for the first time here in this little maneuver. Not doomy, but both 𝐂𝐸 and Monero are up at their highs. You know, XMR's all-time high is 517. It's currently at 404 after just like an up to the right march. These charts are crazy. I would take Monero over 𝐂𝐸. I wouldn't take 𝐂𝐸 now. I'd take Monero. They're crazy. They're in their own league. Dogecoin may be finding support exactly where it needs to. That's good news. Need to eat. I need to eat, Bitcoin. Just do something so I can eat. That didn't break. Then go for a bounce. Bitcoin's not like gold because of 92K. Yeah, because it's much more volatile than gold. Always has been. 17.5 BTC gold setup. That's just looking at �PAXG. I don't know how that translates though. Definitely going down to 35, 40K, says Luke. Damn. Damn, definitely. Tom acts like 𝐂𝐸 doesn't exist. What a tool. What I was talking about, 𝐂𝐸. You're goofy. You guys are goofy sometimes. Is it true that Sailor has to sell under 90 to save his stock? No, that is not true, Taxo. It's not true. Monero doesn't seem to have the volatility connected to it like a lot of leverage cryptos. Can you explain more? Monero is just like Bitcoin, it's just like Litecoin, it's just like Dogecoin. It's just a proof of work network. It's older than 𝐂𝐸. There's no pre-mine, there's no tax, there's no founder stash. It's just a proof of work network that has privacy. It's like, I would say, I actually don't know if it's the first privacy coin, but it's OG. What else? I don't know. What else do I know about it? Really not that much. I don't know if there's that much to know. I do know that this chart is bonkers. Chart is bonkers, dude. This is the weekly chart. This is 2020's low. This is 2022's bear market low. Look at where we are. Look at that. That's crazy. That's like a 8 year cup handle back at the highs. And look at how you put these lows in, man. We've been talking about Monero for a while. Look how you put these lows in. It's like what I keep expecting Litecoin to do, but just I don't want to do it. Or it's just taking its damn time. It's just like the lows come up. It hasn't exploded up in price, but every sell-off, it just incrementally steps up. Over and over and over. Looks phenomenal. So Mahad Babak, who else is here? What does the liquidity on the upside look like? You mean what, like resistance? Because liquidity on the upside would be sellers, people looking to sell. You give up. This place is a complete F up. I have to make a chart though. So. I looked at �PAXG Gold, which is the exact same chart. It really is. Gold BTC. You mean BTC like the market cap? I gotta figure out what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Here, Gold BTC 17.5. Do you mean Oh, you said BTC Gold. I will admit I effed that up. Also, I'm burnt out. I've said this a few times. I'm kind of burnt out, guys. We've been streaming a lot. This also, though, doesn't get us what we're looking. BTC USD Gold. All right, last try. Last swing. It's just the same thing as PAX-G. It'll just have a different denominator. Like, yeah, it's just 22.8 instead of 0054 or whatever. It's the same chart. Yeah, 17.5. What are we looking at 17.5 for? God, that looks like garbage. It looked so good last month too. It's a big disappointment. I'm not really sure we got 17.5 from though. In like a week. Weekly. This is the only point on the chart that I find from 17.5-ish. I'd be aiming here. 21. 19.2. I don't know. I guess I don't know what you're looking for there. Epstein email about funding Bitcoin development. Dude, anyone can donate to Bitcoin core development. It's so silly. Like, why would that matter at all? People are crazy. No, I do know why. I've talked about it a bunch of times during this live. The answer is that people are afraid. Price is going down. People are stressed and afraid. And we want a reason. We want something to point at. Anything that is presented to us in a emotional, panicked, fearful state, that it reinforces that emotion, we will accept much more easily. And that's why. Like, what would it ever matter? What would it ever matter that, like, Epstein, like, donated, I don't know, like, funded Bitcoin development? Who cares? What would that matter at all? Although I will say, criminals certainly make sense for very, very rich criminals to want a decentralized network. Yamanatashi. Sorry, you're in crypto 3 months. My lord. Bless your heart, child. My God, what a time. Can you explain why this dip day by day is happening to Bitcoin and altcoins? Well, there's no, this is everyone's favorite question right now. There is no definitive answer. There is many answers that can be given. No human on this planet will tell you that, like, will tell you or can tell you what exactly it is, because it's not one thing. It's certainly a mixture of many things and many things we don't know, likely. We can simplify it and say, well, Bitcoin has in the past had a pretty predictable 4-year cycle. That 4-year cycle was essentially 3 years of going up, 1 year of going down. We've seen that pretty consistently throughout its history. Maybe we're at the end of the cycle. That lines up. I think that's like the simplest, easiest way to explain things. I don't necessarily believe that. I don't necessarily like totally accept that the cycle is over. We can say all kinds of things, right? They don't really matter. They're just going to be things that are narratives that we can attach to, we can identify with. They can make us feel better, but at the end of the day, they're irrelevant. It doesn't matter what reason it is. And what you'll find is those reasons, even when they're real, don't tend to be really valuable for trading in any way or investing in any way. Like, something really bad will happen that might be real, but price then might go, very commonly goes up, or vice versa. Something really good happens, but then price goes down. It's not really tied in that way, I don't feel, which is hard for people to accept because it's hard to build a frame of reference to understand it then without that. But why is it happening? Anyone's guess is as good as mine. People will lie to you and say they know why. This is why. They'll clickbait you. This is it. This is it. They don't know. They're just making shit up. Making shit up. Hoping something sticks. That's like the best anyone... Well, it's not the best anyone can do. We shouldn't lie to people about it. But yeah, that's just how it be. It's how it be. I think like the best way to do it is to just accept the reality of it. This is how it works. markets expand and they contract. They go up and they go down. That's it. Do I think XRP can take the #1 spot at some point? No. I don't think so. If you're asking me, no. I think XRP can stay in the top 10, but no, I don't think so. The Monero delist was brutal. I was buying it. You were to go back, find that stream. Binance delisted Monero. I was buying it $100. I was scooping it up, both hands. I was like, this is the bottom. Ain't no way that's gonna go lower than Binance delisting them. We are so back, dude. We are so back. We've pumped almost a whole percent. Let's go. We are so back. I can't wait to post. We are so back. What else we got? SPX to money supply. Show me the price. Yeah, dude. Sky seam. Show me the price. I'll tell you a narrative. I'll totally agree, man. That's how it works. Price moves, then narratives appear, and we just latch onto them because we want to. We want it to be real. We want to have a reason. We don't want to just hear it's out of our control. This is just how it is. You know, we want a reason. So that's how narratives are born. Structurally, crypto is actually improving. I mean, structurally. So if you remove the 4-year cycle, if you remove like the timing that, well, the cycle should probably be over. If you remove that from the equation, this low is nothing. This low is not even really bad. If anything, this low might be even kind of bullish if you aren't in the context of a 4-year cycle, because we've seen this every single time. So far, we actually haven't sold off as low as the last pullbacks. So as long as that remains true, it's just another higher low after higher high, and you're still in an uptrend. When you fit it into the context of a 4-year cycle, it gets a little more complicated because it's like, well, we also expect it to be over soon. And so this is beginning to feel like it's over. SPX versus M2. I think I have that chart. Or is it M2 versus SPX versus XPS versus XPX versus? Dude, Ooh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Look at this crazy shit. If you don't think Fibonacci extensions work, you're on crack. Look at SPX versus Dixie. We haven't looked at this in forever. Plotted this out. Look at that high. That's fire. Fibonacci extensions are just like some of my bread and butter of trading. I have a great video on Fib in our free trading course on this channel. A lot of people don't know that. We have a completely free, super high quality trading course on this channel. It's in a playlist. We have like 40-ish lessons, episodes, lessons. SPX2. Money supply, dude. I'm getting a little groggy, a little tired here, a little hungry. I feel like I can't leave yet. This isn't generating on the side because it's probably like crazy small fraction. So let's do that. Ooh, crazy. We're talking like more than 8 zeros. There we go. I'm not sure what we were looking at for this. Wasn't a bad idea to look at it. But I mean, low or high, retest of the low. This doesn't look great locally. I mean, this would, like this logically. Or retest January's high. Not really sure where else to go with that chart. Is that correct, SPX? Oh, it's because, wait, no, SPX was right. I don't know where to go with that. I'm not sure what we're looking at. We look at Bitcoin versus SPX, things kind of look shittier. We're getting closer to that low. Does not look good. Do not want to see that go. Bitcoin now, as of the end of last week, under its previous all-time high evaluation versus the stock market. This is a very clean chart. This is a very clean trend. What fits best here? What's up? I see new subscribers. I see new people. The world around us. Welcome, bro. Make sure if you're new here to join by hitting the subscribe button or follow or whatever platform you're on. I forgot we're live on other stuff. Costs you nothing. Helps us get to 200K. We're at 194.5 thousand on YouTube. Make sure you've engaged with the live, hit the like, subscribes, all that good jazz. That's kind of a cool line. Cool trend line here. There has to be a cool trend line here. Somewhere on this chart. I'll find it. I'll find the thing I want to find. I'll find it because I want to. We had a lesson on that earlier. Help us get 200K. We've been live streaming a lot lately. A lot more than usual. We've been going for a few hours here. Hopefully we can have a day off. Hopefully tomorrow we can chill a little bit and I can take Beans to the groomer. Make sure though you having notifications enabled. We've been going live right before the big moves, and if you get the notifications, you'll catch them before they happen. You'll catch them before they happen. You don't want to miss them. So make sure you have notifications enabled on your mobile device for YouTube, and you click that little bell here. You also can jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. That'll help you keep up with the live streams as well. It's a free Discord. Sign up with BYDeFi, our exchange partner. Links in the video description below. Man, I'm running out of steam. Definitely gonna follow this one though. I like this chart. Bitcoin versus SPX. Oh, I can't miss the spice though. What if it gets spicy? It gets spicy. Euphoria coming, God, I hope so. That'd be great. How does the fib work? For what? I don't even know. The fib. I don't know. I don't know. Like stuck staring at this. Oh boy. Can I buy your glasses? Sure. Can't go over 88 USD. I know you do. No, I'm not gonna jump more charts. Like I would love to, brother. I want to cover everyone's charts. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. But if I do 80A, like, you know, I'm just have to do another one. I'm gonna get maybe stuck doing a lot of them. That happens like every time. It's nothing against 88 or you, my friend. We have done 80A a lot. We do it almost every stream. But dude, yeah. I streamed for like 2.5 hours yesterday, Friday, on Thursday. Like, how long have I been live here? 2.5 now. Yeah, I need to eat. I need to eat. But Bitcoin keeps, every time I think about ending the stream, it moves down, and it's like, no, you're gonna miss it again. You're gonna miss the move. Like here, as soon as I start talking about it, it's like, nah, we'll go lower. We'll go lower, don't worry. It's got an alert on Sui. Just like looking at stuff when alerts go off. Boom, Sui long filled though. Here we go. I bet some of you didn't think that shit would fill. Sui long order. Damn. Look at that. That's a pretty solid trade. The best trades are you place them and you're like, it's not going there. It's not gonna hit that. And then everything's hitting the fan. You're not even like paying attention to it. Everything's fucking going down. It's like scary, and all of a sudden you get an alert and it's like perfect. It's like in the middle of the chaos, it's like, here's an entry. And those have been some of the best trades I've ever taken. You know what? I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm sorry. I want to stay alive forever. I need to eat. I need to like stop staring at the screen. I need to stand up. I need to move around. I appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Please subscribe and join our family. Like it, not for me, but for you. You're going to need a community. You're gonna need people who understand what you're going through. I don't necessarily believe the bear market is here. The poll in our chat has officially turned bearish. Officially, 54% of us. I don't think we've ever had a vote like that. 3,000 accounts, 3,000 people voted today. I don't think we've ever had one that was bear market yes, beating no. Whether people are right or wrong, right? Whether it is coming or not in the short term, there are going to be times, there are going to be bear markets, and there's going to be periods where you need a community, you need people who understand it. Your friends and family are going to they're going to say, I told you so, you're so dumb. They're going to make you feel bad. They're going to kick you when you're down. They're going to say, I told you you should have bought that shit. When you're at your lowest. And it's going to impact you. Like it might even make you sell at the bottom. That happens a lot. You need people who understand what you're going through. That's what we have here. Calm, rational analysis, experience, and community. That's all you need. So join us. I hope you will. Hope you'll come back on our next live stream, which I swear to God, I hope is Wednesday. It's Wednesday at the latest, but like I hope isn't tomorrow or tonight, but we'll see. If it gets spicy, we'll go live. Gotta do what you gotta do. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will see you soon. Stay safe.